recording.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents. Today, we are continuing our ongoing tale in Middle-earth using the One Ring rule set by Free League. We're also delving into the ruins of the Lost Realms this tome here. And we may get into Tales of the Longlands, but who knows where the adventures and the agendas of the player heroes may take us. Currently, the player heroes are in Bree after a valiant but noticeable defense. I highlight the eye here of the White Towers by a warband of Numenorians led by this guy Sirzor, who claimed to have been sent by the Steward of Gondor, who I guess is still currently Ecthalion. But that didn't seem to be true after the player heroes defeated them, though gaining the very strong attention of the Eye. There was a foul wind from the northeast that blew through the White Towers as the final Black and Numenorian hired corsairs were defeated in the shadows of these White Towers here. But nothing has happened yet. They explored their camp and didn't really found some treasure, but didn't really find any, orders, because apparently Black Numenorians are smarter than the average bad guy and don't, write down orders. They probably just communicate them. So whatever knowledge died with Sirzor as he was defeated there by the strong blades of Orodreth and Gwenin, I believe. So anyway, they were able to have a nice leisurely jaunt through the Shire, though somehow for some reason were turned away from staying at Michael Delving by an overzealous bounder. Maybe a hint of things to come. But now we find ourselves in Bree here in the fall of 2965 as they take their fellowship phase. I don't have it on this sheet here, but they also have an agent of Saruman who named Woleth, who was sort of, I don't know if she was necessarily an enemy. I think I'll show Woleth here. I don't think Woleth was an enemy, but she was an adversary. But and they drove her away with awe from the towers because she too wanted to look at the Palantir, the Stone of Elendil, in one of the towers there. But then she was captured very quickly by the Corsair band led by Sirzor, and when they attacked the White Towers, Myrtle snuck in and let her go. So she's kind of a friend now, I would think.
Friend might be a pretty strong word.
Well, I think she owes you her life, right? So she has
Myrtle wants her to be a friend, but
yeah, she has an oath, right? In a way, in her mind, probably she has an oath that, that she owes you. So Woleth is still kind of hanging out with you, and if you guys are going to travel back, especially if you guys travel south towards Starbad, she would accompany you because her ultimate destination is to report to Orthanc down here to Saruman. So, although I guess one question would be, do you share any information with her about what you saw Gwenin that she could report to Saruman?
Well, at this moment in time, we don't know that Saruman has an allegiance with the Eye, right?
Right. So Saruman is still the leader of the. I guess Orodreth would know. He's still leader of the White Council and an ally of Gandalf.
I think
Gwenin would know that.
I think while Gwenin's in Bree, she would send a note, via the wardens.
Oh, to the Rangers.
Well, yeah. Right, to the Rangers, to her chief ranger, which is Aragon, I believe. at this moment in time?
Normally it's Aragorn, but I think he's already gone south, so it's his mother.
Right, but she wouldn't know. She would be sending it through to whoever.
Yeah, she sent it to the Ranger Haven or to Weathertop to then be put in a cache and then eventually transferred to the.
And I think in her note she would be reporting what happened at the White Towers, that Myrtle, and she would put in quotes, found a book from Woloth. She looked through it, and it looks as though Solomon is not what he appears to be, but is confused because he's the White Wizard, and Gandalf being, and this is not in the letter, but Gandalf being our party's spokesman would be confusing to Gwennon, and she doesn't know if she should trust Woloth or not, so she's going to tell them that she will advise the party to speak only to party members about party business, and will protect Woloth and make sure she gets on her way correctly, but until she hears back from them, she'd advise the party that it's not a wise idea.
Okay. Oh, so it's Gilrain. Gilrain is the name of Aragorn's mother, Gilrain the Fair. Right. So she's kind of nominally in charge of the Rangers at this moment. But yeah, you could definitely send. You can meet a Ranger at the Prancing Pony. Despite the protests of Butterbur, how they lower when a Ranger comes into the Prancing Pony, he lowers the property value. But you can meet him also just outside of Bree, and they'll take the message. That's fine.
Well, I'd rather he sit with us while he's there. Give him the message privately, but sit at the table, because in a way, Gwennon wants to show there's more than just me protecting the area to Woloth.
All right, so we'll say that the Ranger you meet is named Kirion. He hunts orcs.
Kirion.
Yeah, he hunts orcs, and he travels with an elven messenger and a man of Bree who has a pony.
Okay.
That's the reference to the characters from the One Ring game we played a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
With the home group. All right.
Is there anything that Oradreth or Bruni would want to put in the note to get back? Because I'm sure where the message is going is very close to Rivendell if you needed to get messages to the elves at all. And she obviously would give the list of the ways that we anticipate traveling and what towns. So if they wanted to meet up with us, they could.
Did we do a proper fellowship phase with endeavors? I don't think we did we?
I don't think we did. We just
did.
So
let's
okay.
Yeah.
Right, we did our upgrades and stuff in between, but we didn't do the fellowship phase endeavors.
So all this was a prelude for our listeners. So we'll dive into the fellowship phase, and I'll introduce the players, and then they can tell me what they did for their updates. And I think you guys got spiritual recovery. Also.
Yeah, I think we did all of
that except for the endeavors, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so
we did not regain all of our that's I think what we were working on was the I'm looking for the word, the shadow. Yeah. We got some back, but not all of it.
I mean, I think you should have gotten. All right, well, just for that, let me see.
Well, Myrtle had 5, and now she's down to 3, so she recovered 2. And Gwennon only had, I think Gwennon had 4, and now she has 1. So I think basically we got 3 back.
We got 3 back. Yeah, I think we got 3 back.
Yeah.
I think if I'm correct, I think that's what.
Yeah, and it says if the player heroes have committed feats that would gain the attention of the Dark Lord himself, as noted by the eye, I guess, or at least one of his major servants, right? Then that's 3 shadow back. So I guess
right.
Yeah. So we did.
The light of the Lubicars helps you out a little bit. All right.
Yeah, and then we did upgrades on Discord, basically.
Right.
But then we need to do endeavors.
Well, go ahead, Arlen. Arlen's one of my players. He plays a couple people.
Yeah, hi, I'm Arlen. I play Bruni, who is a dwarf of the Blue Mountains, and Orodreth, who is an elf of Rivendell. And Bruni is a scholar as his calling, which is sort of like a class in some ways. Although it's more narrative than like a traditional character class in a lot of class-based games because it's more about like how the character like expects to advance and how they interact with the shadow, I guess, is the big thing, right? Is that like it's all that. And then Orodreth is a champion, which is why he has a super cool ancient dwarven longsword.
Yep. Okay. And what upgrades did you do to them?
Oh, so upgrades I did. So Bruni's biggest thing was he got up to 4 pips in travel, which is good because he only has a 2 heart rating. So his target number for travel is really bad.
Really?
Even though, well, relative to a lot of the other people, he's got a lot of skill at travel, but he's not. His target rating for heart stuff is bad. But he's favored and has 4 pips now, so he's going to do better, hopefully. And then he also got a little +1 Grievous on the axe, which just means it hits a little bit harder, which is always nice for a dwarf with a tougher axe.
Yep.
Or a dread. Oh, and I switched around. One of the things you can do, I mentioned in the Discord, but one of the things you can do on a fellowship phase is trade out your special gear. All the characters have a certain number of gear items that give you basically +1 die on relevant things. So Bruni switched his around a little bit. He traded out his stone carving tools for a smithing hammer because we don't seem to do much stone carving for whatever reason. But it's the same craft bonus basically. And then he also has a dwarven harp, which is pretty cool.
He can.
So he can sing with his harp and be even nicer to listen to.
Nice.
Orodreth switched around some of his stuff. He now has an elven surcoat over his mail. He has elven mail armor, but he now has this surcoat that I didn't do a picture or anything, but the heraldry is a silver dolphin on a pale blue field carrying an arrow in its mouth. And that's his ancestral heraldry, I guess. That he decided to pick up, and so that gives him a bonus to awe because he looks, like a big, powerful elf lord wearing that nice coat.
And doesn't he have like a magical item that increases his awe too?
No, he has one for awareness. His bracelet of emeralds that he wears helps his awareness. But then the other big thing is he got the 3rd enchant unlocked on his super special dwarven sword. So I decided that what would be appropriate is Superior Keen, which basically means that you hit a piercing blow on a lower value on the feat die.
Nice.
For a dwarven weapon, that's an 8+, so it kind of makes sense that because it has cleaving, which means that when you kill an enemy, you get to attack another enemy next to you. So it makes sense that he would have the dwarves were smart and they put a bonus that lets you attack more when you kill enemies and a bonus that lets you potentially kill enemies in one hit more often.
Right.
Together on one sword. So yeah, that's his. Oh, and he got a little bit of some of the talk. I think it was Enhearten was the skill that he got a couple of other Enhearten and a little bit more awe also.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, looking pretty tough.
What's the name of the sword?
The name of the sword, presumably it's in Kuzdul, but what Bruni told us it's named is Whispering Edge.
Whispering Edge. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And now the other player is with us this morning is Amy.
Good morning. I play Myrtle and Gwennon, so I can go through them individually. So this is Myrtle. Myrtle's a hobbit, and she's a treasure hunter, although she likes to say she only steals for good, which is an oxymoron to anybody listening. She is favored by the Grey Wizard, and he's also our patron. And if you are not very familiar with One Ring. That is Gandalf. She did do some upgrades. So she upgraded her Keen Orc blade, and it's now a named Superior Keen Orc blade called Dingor. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, the silence, I think.
Mm-hmm. The silencer, yes. And she also, because she's a treasure hunter and she uses it quite a bit, moved her stealth up to 4. So that's what
she's the knight. She's a Batman. She's a Batman of hobbits now.
Something like that. She's working on getting better at using her sword. So the next thing she wants to do is get an enchantment for it, or we'll see.
Increase her sword ability. Yeah.
Right. And she also moved her valor up 1. So she now has valor 2 and wisdom 2. And a parry.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's...
And a parry of 19.
Yeah, I guess that Ordreth is the one. Ordreth increased his valor, right? That's to get.
Yeah, that's how you do new rewards. Is valor.
Yeah. Okay.
And Gwenem, she's a ranger with the Dunedain. She's got an allegiance to Dunedain. We all know that, but she also moved her valor up, so her valor and wisdom are both 2 now. And she did go ahead and do the first stage to her sword, because last time she upped her ability to utilize her sword, so this time she started the enchantments but hasn't enchanted it yet, and it is now named, and it's Valandor, I think. So Valandor. So I think it means what, like Lord of Power or something along that line.
I think it's something to do with courage.
Well, my understanding, so the meaning is Valen is derived from the root valor or power, reflecting bravery and strength. Dur means lord or master, evoking command and prowess. So together it means master of valor or lord of courage.
Or undying valor.
Mm-hmm. And it's renowned for slaying undead foes and evil men with unwavering harrison. So it's forged towards the end of the Second Age, possibly used in the War of the Last Alliance, and it's passed down through war captains. So this would have been the sword that was left to her when she went to Rivendell to study, and her parents were in the war, and most likely that's where they were defeated. And by defeated, I mean unalived. Unalived, yes.
Yeah.
We actually don't know whatever has happened to her parents. We just know that they're unalive, so I'm assuming it's something happened down there. We have not uncovered that bit of her mystery yet, but...
Yeah, so Gwendolyn's probably contemporary. She's definitely the same age and contemporary with Aragorn, so just to let people know.
Right, she's from a different city, the one that begins with a C. Cardolan.
Oh, well, Cardolan is all this area, right?
Right, that's the...
that's where our ancestors are from.
Yes.
This is Cardolan is
down
right
here, right?
Here.
Down here, yeah.
It's this section.
Yeah.
Right. That's basically where she's from. So,
like the Weathertop used to be, a big deal. It was always contested, of course, by the 3 kingdoms.
So, in a way, traveling south down to here.
Yeah, Barbad is here, right? So.
Right. I think that's where we're going to be heading. She's a little intrigued to travel through here just because she's, to her knowledge, never really been there. She has like fading memories that come in and out of it, but she can't tell you much about it. And she's traveled through there when she's ranging, but she has never really explored it. Right. She has maps. She knows where she's going. She knows what plant life and stuff there is, but not delved into it to learn much about her family. She's kind of left that aside at the moment.
Right. So just a little provenance on Oradress blade, right? So definitely probably it's an old relic of Nolograd, right? It's the Naragnala. There's no way they would have been able to make this, but it's probably an ancient sword passed down, and right, the Nolograd dwarves famous for their crafting, but infamous for other reasons.
Yeah.
Go read the Silmarillion.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anything else? And give us a thumbs up if they've already read it.
It's rereading the trilogy, and when they get to Moria and the realizing that on the inscription on the gates that glow in the moonlight, right, the moon silver, and it says that they were crafted by Telkar and Celebrimbor, and it's like, wait, excuse me, what?
Yeah.
Because of course, when I read it as a kid, I was like, oh, I didn't, care about who that was, and now it's like, oh my god, that's, that's the best dwarf smith ever, and the ringmaster, like, holy shit.
Yep.
Pretty cool stuff.
Spoiler alert for the books.
Yeah.
That's the clip.
Well, it happens a long time before the events.
It's just like Tolkien building lore.
Yeah, right? It's just a little small detail in there that's really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so we got some fellowship undertakings to do. You guys have 2 of them. A free one based on your calling, and then your general fellowship phase. So I don't know what you guys would like to do. There's gather rumors, meet patron, but if you meet I don't know if you want to call to meet Gandalf or not. Maybe I don't know if that's called for yet. Heal Scars, but Heal Scars is during Yule. Ponder storied and figured maps is a possibility. Brazen Air or Recount a Story is also Yule. Study magic items. Strength and Fellowship. Write a song. I think that's it. Write a song, yeah. That's it.
Well, we wrote a song last time.
Yeah. So you still have a song?
Yeah, we've done.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. You get to use the song basically once every adventure.
Yeah.
After you've created it.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't go away. It doesn't seem like it goes away.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not like it gets used up. I mean, it gets used up for the one adventure, basically.
Right.
But then you get it back for the next. Bruni, because he's a scholar, his free thing is the ponder maps. Okay. Seems like that's been pretty useful because that gives us a bonus on travel events, basically. And since we're talking about traveling a fairly long distance, right? We're talking about going, if this computer will do the stuff, we're talking about going to Tharbad first and then down to Londair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a long journey.
Yeah.
Considering you move about 20 miles per day.
Yeah. Yeah, so it seems like that could be useful, and that could be our free one, and then we could do whatever else we want. But I don't know what else we might. I mean, obviously, rumors are always useful. Seems like that's been good for finding out adventure sites and all that.
So we each get a free one?
No. So we get one free one from basically from the callings of.
Right. So you guys have a warden, a champion, a treasure hunter, and a scholar. So you could do ponder maps, magical items, rumors, and what's the free one for champion?
I think it's the song one.
Yeah, and or that one for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get to do one free one and one of whichever else. So basically, we can do. We just need one of our 2 undertakings to be one of the ones that is free. But like I said, the maps one seems like has paid off dividends for us before, and that's a free one. So it seems like that could be good. And then otherwise, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of imagined that we would go do our stuff and then meet with Gandalf like over after we've dealt with some more stuff.
Maybe during Yule.
Yeah, over Yule would make sense. Because we get for Yule, it's everybody gets one, and
everybody
then there's
gets
one for the company, right?
Yeah, everybody gets one for Yule.
So we could save meeting with Gandalf for Yule for our everybody one.
Yeah, and that could be. I mean, it depends. It depends if you end up like wintering in Londar, if that is favorable. Or hell, even Orthanc, right?
Well, we could,
Or Emaldris.
Yeah, all sorts of.
Yeah.
So let's do.
Or back in Bree.
So let's do maps for one, and then I guess we need to decide.
I mean, there's
even strength and fellowship. Does that give you an extra fellowship? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that'd make your fellowship 8.
Yeah.
If you wanted to strengthen the fellowship.
Yeah. Although you don't get to keep that one. That's just for this adventure phase.
Right.
I think we did that last time, and we went through it very quickly. I don't think
so is your fellowship normally 6? Is that?
No, it's normally 7.
7, so it should have been. We did it that one time, and then during the adventure we had 8, but we.
Oh yeah, that was during. Yeah.
Right, but I don't remember that being such a huge benefit to us. I don't think that's gonna, because we get it back pretty quickly.
It's basically +1 hope on the adventure, or a couple other things, but the big thing would be +1 hope,
right,
as the most common spend, which is not. I mean, it's useful, but it's not huge. We could also do a song, right? We have a combat song, but we could do
a council song. Now that Bruni has a harp,
that's kind of what I was thinking, because the council songs, all the songs give you +1 on your feat die and let you ignore weary. And we haven't really been weary very much, although if we're going on a long journey, we might end up weary. But having a council song, we've had some pretty close calls with councils, it seems like, in terms of needing to use up a lot of hope to get that done. That might be a good thing.
Yeah, and you might have to do a council in Tharbad, depending what the situation is there, and Londar for sure.
Yeah, seems like that's a classic.
I mean, Gwennon is kind of thinking we should check the rumors, because now we know more information from Woloth about Saruman.
Mm-hmm.
Curious if anybody else has heard rumors about what he's doing. Is he still... Basically, I don't want to be ambushed by him.
Yeah, that's good. We could do. Seems like rumors are always pretty useful, right? To just find out more stuff.
Yeah, you can learn about the path ahead, like Tharbad.
Ask about. Going on. Yeah, actually, since we haven't heard anything about Tharbad, we just have because we saw all the stuff in the Palantir about Londar, but we haven't heard anything about Tharbad. Mm-hmm. So maybe getting some rumors about that part of the world, since we're trying to travel through Tharbad to get to Londar. That seems like a good.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I would think the maps and rumors are good things to do. So, and we can only pick one, right?
No, we get both of those. We can do maps for free, and we can do rumors as our non-free one.
Okay, I mean, if that makes sense to you.
Let's do that.
Because to me, I mean, the fellowship point is nice, and yes, we use our fellowship points, but they seem to come back, and we tend to use hope more often than we do the fellowship points. So the only other thing I can think of is if we made a song that got us fellowship points, but then that's just temporary, right? That's no different than the
song
other.
The song gives you benefits in a certain situation.
Yeah, the song is a specific, I guess, basically like a consumable for a specific adventure phase, but then we get to keep using it over time. The fellowship point is normally just used to restore 1 hope, but you can also use it for a couple other, right? Like Gandalf will let you spend a fellowship point or 2 for helping versus dread tests and things like that.
For the rumors, you could also make a roll. This one just gives you a free one, but if you make a roll, you could get a rumor as well, right? So
can we do get the free one and then make a roll for a second one?
yeah, you could always do that.
Seems like that might be good. Do we have what would be like a riddle?
I would say riddle or lore.
Riddle or lore? Yeah, let's do that. Let's get one rumor from our fellowship phase, and see if we can get anything else on top of.
Okay, so we're gonna do for the fellowship. We're gonna do rumor and map, right?
Yeah, we'll do rumors, maps,
and then an extra rumor. Roll
and
for
then,
roll for an extra rumor.
Yeah, roll for one more.
That's so far bad.
Okay. Because I'm just curious, how deep rooted is this that's going with Saruman? You know, not Saruman, not the one that's with us, but Sol.
Thornan is your thief, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so you know that Tharbad was flooded within the last, I think it's 65 years or so. It was flooded like in the early 29th century, I guess. So in 2912, it was flooded. So it's 2965 still. So it's flooded, and then and right now, and then it was mostly abandoned, and the crossing was reduced to a dangerous ford. The bridge was destroyed. So it seems like Tharbad is populated by refugees and the descendants of the flooding, and a lot of the people actually fled into the Swan Fleet, the marshes nearby. So,
and that's down.
Well, it seems that's Tharbad.
Down here.
No, that's Tharbad right here. This.
Okay.
So right now the city. Well, it seemed like the city should be utterly abandoned, but a new master has. The new master arrested the stream of people leaving the city. His name is Master Gurnow, and he claimed for himself the title of Captain of the Haven. There are some strict laws, however, in Tharbad. So he doesn't let anyone, for example, leave Tharbad without his leave. So let's see. So you should also know, you probably would learn this, that Captain Gurnow, though it is bad form to bring this up, especially to Captain Gurnow, who was until recently an outlaw and a bandit. He commanded a host of thieves who dwelt in the wilderness north of town, and these former thieves have been appointed as the city watch now, tax collectors, bailiffs, and other officials. He did marry into a good family, Lady Stock, who is of royal blood, so she's of a Dynadine descendancy, and clearly set out being an upstanding and law-abiding steward of Tharbad's ancient office of captain. Captain Gurnow is known to be a good leader, though. Like the king of old, though, who knows? He has sworn to keep the road safe and to repair the bridge, though that, in your knowledge, has not happened, and protect the city from those who would do it harm. He has many friends in other lands, too, and will bring new trade and opportunities to old Tharbad. So the tale of the city might not yet be finished. So there is also a library there in the outer districts. It's probably one of the few old buildings that still remains undamaged since it's far enough away from the river. So that's a good place. So there's also like the Middle Island, which seems to be kind of a prison for the local residents. But there's I guess that's where a lot of the crafting and industry of Tharbad takes place, while the North Bank is is the most populous, but that's also the seat of government, as it were. Right. It can be a safe haven if you, I guess, navigate the machinations of the local lord and his peoples well. So,
would it be possible for Gwennon through the Rangers to get a note to them to state that we'll be in the area and would love permission to browse your library and meet with the Lady Stock? Because I'm assuming maybe Gwennon would know of her.
let's see, how can we?
Because you said other.
Because when NPCs do stuff, it doesn't usually work, but we can make a roll from one of you guys to see if.
You said that Lady Stock was a Dunedain, or no? Yeah. So perhaps Gwennon would know her, and depending on her age, she might want to inquire if she knew Gwennon's family.
I would say give me an awe roll
from Gwennon. Yeah, she has nothing in awe.
No, that's not true. She has 2 in awe, and it's favored.
But
hold on. What's your stuff?
My stealth for Gwennon?
No. You have a map of the old realms, the circlet of elves. That's insight. Okay.
I don't.
Insight will probably definitely. I thought. Oh, you only have the map. That's what you have. Is the map.
I have the map.
Exploration. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So awe.
Yeah, this will like affect future. Like if the note gets there or whatever, right? It might not.
So, would any of my distinctive features, bold, true-hearted, or any of that, give me anything to it? Or no, because I'm writing a note. I
think it's because you're writing a note. That wouldn't apply. I was checking if your map would give you something, but no.
No, it would just allow us to find a different route, I think.
No, map helps with exploring.
No, she failed. Figured she would.
However, you're only 1 away.
All right, I'll spend a hope.
Okay, so that's a success.
Okay.
All right, so I'll give you a bonus dice on your introduction to council when you get there. So just note that. You did spend the hope for it. So
die.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if that's going to get us anywhere, but she knows that.
Well, it's if the guy's a hard ass, like it seems, I mean, it could help. She'll be there. Oh yes, I know this. I know the provenance of these people. These people are well trained. So.
Well, that, and then we're not coming into their lands unannounced. Yeah. Especially if we know he's hard about that.
Okay. Woldreth has gone through there, so she will know some stuff too. This is also for free, since so Woldreth knows that there are certain rules to abide by. There's certain rules to abide by there. So she says you can't ford the river, don't disobey or defy. You can't leave without permission. So we would definitely need to ask for permission if we're actually going to meet with him, unless you want to sneak through. She says, I do know the librarian. I have met with her. So that's a possibility. We could stay there. What else does she know? No wasting food or firewood or anything like that. We have to pay tolls. Taxes have to be paid, and the King's Law holds there. So he says it's an interesting place to navigate through. I try to stay there as little as possible. Agna, the librarian, is the name of the woman. There is also a woman named. There's a woman named Amelia Kern, who is a collector of relics.
Okay.
We might want to talk to. She's inserting herself into your company. Who we might want to talk to when we're there.
Which is fine. I don't think she wants to join our company, but she can join us as long as she needs to get to where she's going. Because I'm assuming from there she would leave us, most likely.
Yeah. I think if they publish stuff on the on the area, it's good to find rumors from there because there's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's probably it that she would know that you could get from not being there.
I mean, hopefully our letter arrives.
Yeah.
And if we're sending it with the Rangers, I don't see why it wouldn't arrive.
Well, I don't know. Based on his demeanor, who knows if Rangers are even
Mm-hmm.
He could give it to the librarian who could give it to him.
Yeah, there are ways. There are ways to get it. I mean, you made the roll. So
Yeah.
it's meant to hope. Okay. Anything else we want to do in Bree?
One more rumor, right? Roll for lore.
What do you want? A rumor on Tharbad again, or on the Swan Fleet, or
so my suggestion.
I want one on Saruman.
Or well, I think Arlen was going to roll, so you can probably decide.
Well, we could do. I don't know how useful it is to find out more about Saruman.
I mean, you could do that through Wolith. You could just interrogate her, right? You have like super insight.
So, yeah, but she doesn't know that we read her book, and I don't want to infer that we did.
I mean, but you could, get information from her. I don't think a rumor is the best way to do that right now. You're just going to hear he's a leader of the White Council. He's very powerful. He took over Orthanc. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, and he's pretty secretive, right?
Yeah, he's pretty secretive. Yeah.
I was going to suggest that we could get a rumor about what's going on, kind of on the northern edge where the Rangers are patrolling.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out if there's anything going on, in like the North Downs or up here or wherever else, because it seems like we found out about, right, like the Star Tower was sacked during the war with the Witch King from Carn Dûm and all that, and we sort of know that the shadow is moving, and so it might be useful to and there was the part of the Palantir vision, right, was about a force heading towards Carn Dûm, right, in the Misty Mountains.
Right. And a group of black Numenorians and sorcerers to the right of the Misty Mountains, and orcs and men looking for something. And then we see a battle going on in Tone with the fort on fire. We see a beast arising out of the river in Londair, and a child in chains guiding the ship. And then we see a vision of the remains of Carnadûn.
Yeah, you sound distant, Amy.
I have it right up to me.
Now you sound better. That's weird.
I was just reading my notes.
Okay.
I haven't moved.
Yeah, I wrote down Usapthon.
Yeah, you got the name of the
black
sorcerer.
Numenorian lady sorcerer who's heading up along the Misty Mountains towards Carn Dûm, which I think I would suggest means that there's probably something coming out of the north that we would, want to be on top of if we can find any rumors, right? Maybe the Rangers have found out something about that.
Right, and the tree folk that worship the Tree of Sorrow, and there was a war band of 8 that were heading that way. That's what I have in my notes.
Remember the Stone of Elendil shows you things that
may not have come to pass. Yes, I know that.
Yes.
But
well, and some of that is right because like all the tree folk stuff is all down here in
South,
Minharaith, right? Mm-hmm. It's near Londair, at sort of the opposite end of our region.
So we're looking at rumors of the North Downs, huh? Basically.
Rumors of the North Downs and the Rangers and orc attacks from right because Mount Graham is right here, right?
Yeah.
So all of what might be going on in that part of the world.
But 20 years ago, the orcs from Mount Graham were soundly defeated, but in the Battle of Five or Gundabad, actually. Sorry,
Yep.
that was across the Misty Mountains, but they were cousins.
All heading out that direction.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead.
All right. I'll have Bruni do the lore roll because he's good at lore. Oh no!
Yeah, there it is.
Terrible.
It is strangely silent this year. I guess you could.
I could spend a hope and try to get a 4, 5, or 6. Although Bruni's looking a little, he's lowest on hope out of everybody. So I don't know. Maybe
it's just not the way to go this
well,
season.
Or we could Gwennon could, since she's talking with the other rangers, maybe she could send a message to say, "Hey, we found out this stuff, worth keeping an eye on while you're
that's probably
wandering around." Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Does she need to make another roll for that?
No. That's another. They're pretty. Yeah, they're pretty impressed, right? They're like, at first they don't really believe it, but then with Ordreth and the rest corroborating what happened, they're pretty impressed.
Yeah, seems like a classic ranger thing to be worried about.
Yeah. I mean, there probably are. I mean, at the very least, there's probably like rumors of trolls and trolls establishing themselves in the hidden valleys of the Weather Hills and the North Downs. But and then usually they kind of confine to the Trollshaws area. But it seems that they've been branching out. So that's at the very, even with that failure, you probably would have heard, or you guys overhear stuff, little rumors like that. But when you make the lore roll, it's like gets you the inside information, not just like what the people are saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So anything we need to get for our journey, or the good thing about this game, it doesn't really dwell on the minutia of like keeping track of provisions, right? Just sort of the way that the journey rolls go, right? That things can happen.
I think I don't know, we haven't, so one of the things that you can do with treasure rating, and we haven't, I think, been keeping that much track of treasure rating, but you can raise a character's standard of living, which allows them to buy a mount or get a better mount.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's because Ordreth and Bruni are both at whatever the 4 out of 5 level, like prosperous is, I think.
Yeah.
So they both are going to take a while to get there. But Gwennon might be, I guess we could keep track of for later, because although Gwennon doesn't really need a mount because the mounts help with travel fatigue, and Gwennon doesn't build up travel fatigue. So
right. But where would I
never mind?
Where would I look for her? Well,
the treasure rating.
Yeah, so it's based on your treasure rating that there's a chart in the book that I don't have in front of me.
I can find it.
But that it's however there's a treasure rating cost to raise your standard of living, which basically gets you another unique item. So an item that gives you a +1 die on a specific skill, and you can also get a mount with that, and the mount can help carry treasure itself, and also can help with your travel fatigue because you get to subtract the mount's vigor rating from your travel fatigue at the end of a journey.
Am I supposed to be doing that with Myrtle's pony?
Yes, for this one, because I think what we're going to do, my suggestion is that we do one journey to Tharbad and have that be the end of one journey.
Okay.
And so at the end of that, we'll do all of the fatigue stuff, and then once we figure out what is going on in Tharbad, hopefully we'll get to leave and we'll go down the river to Londair as another travel section.
Okay.
Yeah. So so frugal to common is 0 to 30, and then common to prosperous is 90.
Yeah. So I don't think we have 90, but we might have 30 between all of us.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I guess I've given you guys treasure ratings from what you found, and then that's everyone, and then you divide that up, and everyone gets that increase in their treasure rating. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the idea is that you're supposed to have to turn treasure in, but I don't think we've done any of that, although we
Yeah.
could do that now.
Well, you've
And
done that around, and I mean, you've
yeah,
gone
on the
to
fellowship phase.
probably
that's
not
part of-
not here because there's nothing to trade to, but
Yeah.
definitely in the Grey Havens, you could have traded in the treasure from the Star Tower, and then from here.
Well, and I think we can just use. So I have, let's see, Bruni and Orodreth both have 8 unturned in treasures. So that's 16. Do Myrtle and Gwynin have any treasure?
I don't know. I was writing things down. We have the axes and spears that we've taken.
No, that doesn't matter. Like, when I roll for treasure, like you found like three different hordes of treasure here.
Yeah.
And then I rolled for treasure when you defeated the Numenorians.
Yeah.
Right. It was a small treasure hoard. And then
basically the things that Myrtle has found, Myrtle has kept. Or she gave to you guys. Like she had that bracelet she gave to you. The circlet that Gwynin has.
Well, it's not. It looks like Myrtle has a couple of treasure on her pony. Looking at her sheet.
She could. I just write things down. So.
Well, I think we divided up some of the treasure. So I think what we have is 48 total treasure rating.
Okay.
Right now. Because that would be the 8 from... No, total for the whole party. So what I'm saying is that what we could do if we wanted is just... Because you don't... Carl, you'll have to remind me. I don't think there is an upkeep cost for adventuring from treasure, but...
I don't think so.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so 48 total.
Player heroes can find in the Course Express and turn in their treasure points to improve their standard of living.
Yeah. So what I was going to suggest is we could get Gwynin with 30 of that up to common.
Common for what?
For standard of living, which would basically give her one more special item.
Isn't she frugal? But she's frugal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can spend treasure rating to raise from frugal to common.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want her to go to common?
Well, it gives a couple bonuses is all I'm saying. It's the main thing you do with treasure.
Yeah. Okay. You don't really buy anything necessarily.
Okay, then I'll change her from frugal to common. But does that use that all up that you guys need?
Well, you guys go down to the total party.
So we'll have 18 treasure left, basically.
Okay. So where it says treasure rating, I'll just put 18 on Gwynin's sheet. I'll keep track.
No, because that's because it's not right now. What I'm talking about is not doing personal treasure ratings, but just keeping a party total.
Right. I'm just keeping track of it on Gwynin's page.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the parties. But I just have it there. Because otherwise I have to put 18 at Myrtle's, and then I've got to keep track. Easier if I put it on one spot there, and it remembers it. And I moved her from frugal to common.
Yeah, and then I'm going to take...
Or you could put 4.5 for everybody.
You could put...
If you wanted to do that way individually. Or you could put 18/4.5. However you want to keep track of it.
I just put 18 treasure total on the party notes.
Okay.
And then I took all of the other treasure off of the notes to say that we've turned it all in.
Oh, well, okay. if you have it over there, I'll take it off of her so that we don't...
Yeah.
I don't get confused.
Okay. So then that means you'll get another item to help you, give you a bonus to something. One of your skills.
Oh, Gwynin?
Yeah, right.
Like, what do you mean?
The useful items.
Like the map. You have the
Yeah.
map. You can get something like the map.
I already have the maps of the old realms. Do you
Yeah,
have?
we
Do
can
you
get
have?
some.
Is there something that gives me a bonus other than to insight? Because I don't use insight that often.
Yeah, so what you can pick a skill that you would like a bonus in and get an item for that
Yeah, we just
skill
decide what the item is
basically.
going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, right now you have the one for explore with the maps and the magic item for insight. But you could do so like Bruni has also
The
a set of
harp.
maps. He's got the harp, he's got a smithing hammer, or Orodreth has a healing balm and his special surcoat and an elven warhorn for battle. But you could do like doesn't Gwynin do? Doesn't she do hunting for us in the party while traveling?
Yes, she's favored and has 3 in hunting.
So you could get something that would be useful for hunting. Could be good. Or what else would be a good?
I mean, she has nothing in Hearten. She has nothing in riddle, nothing in song, and nothing in craft. But that's because she doesn't really use those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she may you may not want to put bonuses in those then, but you could put like I'm trying to think of what would be useful for hunting, maybe like a set of traps or something.
Yeah. So a set of trap or like a
Yeah. Or like you could have because she's got a pretty good athletics, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has 2 in athletics.
So something you could have like a climbing rope and a grappling hook or something that could be useful also for that.
Yeah.
I like the hunting thing because
Yeah.
that's
See
she
that
uses
traps.
that. I think I've only used athletics once.
Hmm.
She's used insight quite a bit, but she has the circlet for that.
Yep.
She does explore every once in a while, but she's favored and has 2 in that. She has 2 in healing, 1 in courtesy, 2 in battle. I don't know that she needs to focus on battle, does she?
Oh, here's an idea. How about a good hunting knife? Like a good, hunting knife.
Yeah, that's good.
Or, I mean, she has a bow.
Well, but that's for killing.
Okay.
But a good hunting knife, for dressing animals that you guys,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that we get her bonuses?
Yeah, just put it under useful items up top on the upper right
Okay.
where the map is. Right.
Hunting knife.
And it gives her +1 to hunting.
But only when she's using it, right?
Yeah, only when you're using hunting.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
All right. So
while we're in Bree, Myrtle would like to replenish her pipeweed.
Yep.
And her ale stash, and start packing extras for the second and third breakfasts for everybody in the group as best as she can on the pony.
Okay.
And she'll pick up an extra pipe from the house. I'm sure she has extras all over the place because, just seems like it'd be a good idea. It's a good icebreaker, I guess, for meeting new people.
Well, what are her useful items right now?
She has a haversack, burglar's tools, and a magic lock key. But that's explore, craft, and craft.
For craft. Oh, the haversack is for explore. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what so she's, replenishing pipeweed and all that kind of stuff into her haversack. That's perfect. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I thought that's what I was supposed to use the haversack for, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives you a bonus to explore. Yep. Cool.
But I'm sure that there's all kinds of fun stuff that she could put in there, like like beef jerky or whatever, just so that she has her snacks as she goes along.
Yep.
And if she eats
And
like a
remember,
hobbit, it doesn't last
she has
long.
a pony. Yeah, she has that pony, so
Yeah.
it gives her 1 vigor. So it helps with her endurance loss during travel.
Mm-hmm.
I normally don't remember that at all. So like if you say we take we get tired from our journey, I take 1 off for the pony, or I take half off for the pony.
Mm-hmm.
So the way it works is that at the end of the journey, you reduce your total travel fatigue by the vigor of your mount.
Okay.
Yeah, so subtract 1 at the end.
Yeah. And then you also, there's some other ways to get travel fatigue back, but basically it means
they can carry up to 10 treasure points.
Yeah. That's another nice thing with
Sage can only do 8 treasure, it says, because she's a half pony. Sage is her half pony, so 1 vigor, 8 treasure.
Yeah.
Real horses could probably do 10. I guess eventually she could get a real horse, but Sage is perfectly fine right now.
Yep. Okay.
Cool.
She's pretty impressed with, are those rams that the dwarfs ride?
I think it's only in Warcraft or in the Hobbit movie.
Yeah.
So they don't really ride them.
I don't think so.
Not in the books, I don't think.
I mean, it doesn't say they don't, but.
Well, I think the dwarves do kind of like the hobbits and mostly have like ponies as pack animals, right? Because that's what the Orange Company has.
Yeah.
Ponies as pack animals. So
they usually don't ride.
Yeah.
But Myrtle is very enamored by Broody.
But who knows? But who knows? If those strange dwarves from the Iron Hills, breed mountain rams, fighting rams. Who knows?
Even though, Tolkien doesn't go into perfect detail about them, but he does definitely describe them fighting as infantry, not as ram-mounted cavalry. So.
Not even Dane on a crazy boar.
I don't think so. I think also the implicate, right, as Gimli says, we dwarves are wasted over cross country. We're natural sprinters.
Yeah, right.
So they don't need, right. They don't really need horses. They're just, good marchers.
And wood elves don't necessarily have dire elks as mounts either. So
probably not. That's also, I think, an invention.
Yeah.
But it's fanciful. But anyways, Myrtle's very impressed by Bernie and, I guess his new hammer. She's very excited about that for him. So she would like, before they leave out, if Bernie wants to smoke out of the pipe with her. Just.
Yep. Get to start a journey with pipeweed and end a journey with a good smoke.
Yep.
Well, we're still in Bree, so.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm often not impressed by the inventions of the hobbits, but, this bit of artifice really is something.
Pipeweed and ale.
And you probably picked some up on the journey through the Shire, I'm sure.
Yep.
Almost likely. Anytime she can get it, she gets it. There's ample amounts in that haversack. She'll be very upset if she runs out, but...
Okay. So are you ready to start the journey?
She wants to ask Bruni and Ordreth if she should take an extra pipe to present when we get to our destination. Maybe as a gift from us, since he seems to not be such a nice person.
I think Ordreth will suggest that the finer things of a comfortable life may be lost on someone like the Master of Tharbad. I suspect he'll be more concerned with our ability to use swords for whatever things he might need help with than with a pipe.
Okay. But we can offer to let him smoke with us, right?
You are welcome to ask him if he'd like to do so.
And she'll show you she changed out her boots because where she lives, those hobbits were known to wear boots and shoe coverings, so she'll show them to Ordra. She put her new ones on.
Yeah, I guess running around barefoot hobbits is a common misconception.
Well, I think
only certain hobbits wore shoes.
Oh, interesting.
I think the implication of Tolkien is that the hobbits in Hobbiton don't wear shoes because life is so comfortable in the Shire that they don't really end up needing anything like that, and that as you get further afield from the comfortable parts of the Shire, that you end up with more need for things like shoes and war gear and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But she does want to ask Ordra if there's anything that she needs to get from her house to take with. Anything else that we might need. She has, like, if we want to trade out our bed sacks, anything like that to be more comfortable.
I don't know, whatever you feel like could be comfortable for travel.
All right.
You know.
She'll take an extra bed sack and put it on the horse, just in case we need it.
Okay.
Brooding will say, well, let's get going while the getting's good, right? Don't want to be caught by winter in Bree.
She'll mount her pony.
Okay, so we do the procedural.
Yeah. Travel rolls.
Travel roll.
All right. Yeah, we do travel.
And don't forget you did the map, so that gives you a bonus.
No, it gives a bonus to your roll for the event.
How does it give me a bonus?
It's a +1 on the chart to the feat die.
Okay.
So it means that we get better events, and also it helps us avoid the eye events that are like combat encounters potentially.
That we know we have one coming of, yes.
Oh yeah, the eye still hangs over you.
Yeah, if you roll if Carl rolls an eye on the travel, it's bad for us because it's a really nasty event potentially. Mm-hmm. But +1 obviously helps us avoid that.
Yes.
Yes, success.
Yay!
So
we do it's
3 hexes.
Three hexes on a success, so like 60 miles.
Yeah, so that's like
1,
through the south
2,
downs.
3. So
well,
here.
These are 50 miles.
Not these hexes.
hexes.
Yeah. Let me. Can you do the? Yeah.
Sorry.
No snapping.
Yeah.
So
I'm not trying to stack. Those are hexes in my mindset.
No, it's like just that the other chart has slightly different hexes.
Yeah, so you're
mile hexes instead of 20.
You pass through the middle of the South Downs and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
If you hold Alt, you can do instead of from center to center, from anywhere to anywhere.
I just, or you can. I don't know if you guys can, but I can click off the no snapping on my little cone.
Oh, well, we don't get to do that. I think.
Right.
Oh no, we do.
So it's gonna be a awareness, a lookout.
Okay.
That is Ordra.
And then I roll. And right now you are in. Once you leave Bree, you're not in happy territory anymore. You're just in going through the downs. Is that Darklands? It is Darklands. So is that ill-favored?
Yep. Nasty.
Best to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Yeah, no snapping. All right. Ordreth, awareness.
Fingers crossed.
That's +2 for his nice fancy bracelet.
I even crossed the cat's paws.
Ooh,
there we go.
Success.
See this? I'm
not gonna. There's definitely a feeling of dread, and that you are being watched. And I would say with a great success, Ordreth, you feel like you are being stalked, almost hunted. Mm-hmm. The eye is still upon you. You only with that great success, you will only gain 1 fatigue.
Now
you don't have to roll for shadow.
Well, that's even better.
For despair.
The 1 fatigue for Myrtle.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, 1 fatigue for Myrtle.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So you camp somewhere in the South Downs.
Yeah.
On the first day or the first leg of the journey. It's about 3 days out from Bree. Oradreth, like you said, you feel like you're being watched and hunted.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to take extra precautions.
Is there I don't remember in the journeys, is there a version for travel slow, travel quick with modifiers in this one or not? I don't remember. It's not, I don't know if it's that important. I think Oradreth will suggest that we're not,
Yeah, you can force march.
Mm.
You can march for more hours each day. So 1 day for each so the journey path. Okay, so if the company undertakes a forced march, count 1 day for each 2 hexes of the journey instead of 1 for 1. But then you get additional fatigue if you force march.
Yeah.
Gwennon is fine with it, but she encourages you to talk to the rest.
So if you were forced marching, you would travel. You would travel out of the Downs, but you would have an extra fatigue.
Which is probably fine, right? Because the fatigues go away with sleep.
Well, we could do for the next journey. Next leg of the journey, we could force march to get a little further, right?
Yeah.
That could be our thing.
Okay.
Once Oradreth has figured out that feels like there's something after us, something moved by the will of the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Gwennon will say that she feels the watchfulness of the eye always upon us now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do owe you a resolution, so...
We don't want one. Just kidding.
Right now, I guess technically it's 14, but this will go down to 0.
Okay.
All right, so Oradreth, give me an awareness check. Since you're up on the events table.
Another awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Oh,
look at that.
You are so aware.
All right. So while the horses are the ponies are a bit skittish tonight, as you find yourself on the South Downs encamped, and suddenly a beast gives itself away, and you hear a howling.
Mm-hmm.
Here on the South Downs.
What beasts?
I
don't see any beasts.
I know you don't see any beasts yet because I haven't put them down there yet.
Okay.
But
I think you have to reset the eye on this side.
Oh, right. Yeah, I will in a sec.
And did we reset our fellowship points when we set out?
Yeah, I'll change that too.
Okay. Oh, works.
So suddenly you see a pack of, you hear, and then you see a pack of wolves. With an extraordinary success, I need to roll for them, but you might get at least one. You're not surprised, that's for sure. This is 7, right? You're dead. No. It goes back to 7. This goes back down to it's not quite 0. Crap. There's a Dinadan and an elf, right? So that's 4. Okay. And what is the other? There might be another thing that gives you higher.
I think it'll be 1 for Bruni, 2 for Gwennon, and 2 for Oradreth, so 5.
Yeah.
And we don't pick one up because of Willith, right?
No.
Okay.
She's human.
Well, no, I mean,
she's regular human, yeah. Okay. Although that's an interesting point. No, I never said that she was like, Dunedain. She's probably Dunlending or something. Anyway, okay. There's something else that you detect too. something foul or address.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get to that layer. And as these warriors kind of bound over the hill, something joins them.
An orc?
No, it's worse than an orc.
Oh, it just looks like a black being right now. It's pretty dark.
So Ordrith, you could give me a war roll with the bonus dice.
All right.
As everyone's awakened, Gwennon could actually give me a lore roll with a bonus dice for the Shadow Lore too. But you recognize who this is, what this is. It is Chris Naga, a hound of Sauron from the Misty Mountains.
Oh, she failed. I might have done that wrong, but she failed.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, well, you rolled 2 1s, unfortunately, for you. All right, on the bonus dice, on the success dice.
mean,
okay.
It's not like she was asleep anyway, so it doesn't matter.
All right, let's see. No, but Ordrith wakes you guys up. You guys are all awake.
I'm saying Gwennon wouldn't have slept anyway. She doesn't sleep as a Dunedain. She doesn't get weary. She doesn't sleep.
Well,
I think she sleeps, but
yeah, she does sleep. She just has endurance of the Dunedain.
Okay.
It's the elves have a thing that they can take where they basically don't sleep. They just do like basic simple tasks or sit and like meditate basically. But that's like a special thing for them.
Yeah. I mean, if Gwennon saw him coming, she would definitely be going for her sword.
Well, I think we're going to get a round or two of volleys before.
I think you're going to get 2 rounds of volleys because I haven't made any of their abilities.
Nice.
So
she's better with the sword than with the bow, but we'll see. Now, my benefits for my sword apply to this guy, right? Because, I mean, I know he's not undead, but he's a bad guy, right?
Yeah, he's a bad guy, but he's not undead or evil man. All right, so okay, so you guys will get 2 volleys, but Kurthnaga is going to stand at the top of the hill, and you'll get 2 volleys because none of them made their stealth, and in fact, I think they may be a little overconfident in Kurthnaga standing at the top of the hill and seeing what his masters have sent to dispatch. He's going to stand at the top of the hill and let out a big howl.
Nasty.
So everyone is going to need to make a shadow versus dread roll as he strikes fear.
And how do we do that?
It's a valor roll, right?
So just roll valor. Now, would she get an extra bonus because of the shadow lore for rolling her valor?
No, but you have someone has strong-hearted. That would give you a bonus. I
have true-hearted.
Okay.
Gwennon has true-hearted, and Myrtle has fair-spoken, merry, and burglary. None of which apply.
And I think if you spend fellowship, you can.
Yeah, Gandalf has a special bonus.
Gandalf gives you a bonus.
Some of this.
So each spend a fellowship point?
I believe if you feel like you're might suffer valor.
Yeah, I think it's at least 1. It might be 2 fellowship. We should check, but you get to roll valor as favored if you spend
the fellowship.
That's what Gandalf's thing lets you do.
Well, that's a waste for Gwennon because she's already favored in valor. And so is Myrtle. They're both favored.
Oh, really?
Because Myrtle's favored because she's favored by the Grey Wizard, so she's always been favored.
Okay.
And Gwennon, that was some sort of a feat or something that came with her being a
it's one of the first virtues. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't need that. Do you need that?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'll spend
Right. So everyone needs to
one
roll,
each,
and then
basically.
after, it's pretty powerful. If you notice, I do just have to spend my hate.
But my question is, does she get to use an extra die because of her shadow lore for rolling for valor, or does that not apply?
I don't think it would apply, but True Hearted could give her bonus dice. Yes.
Okay, True Hearted. Okay.
Anything like that. All right, Gwennon's fine.
And
Nice.
Myrtle.
All right,
Myrtle
so someone fails. Keep
does
track of that
not.
if someone fails. That extra dice is available.
Now, can Myrtle spend a hope to get an extra die?
Yes, she can.
Okay, she will do that then. Just to make sure. Please. Yes. All right.
Nice. 2 great successes. Wow. Okay.
All right. I'm going to spend both 2 fellowship points, 1 for each of my characters, basically, to get those favored valor rolls, because that seems like a useful thing right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to spend 1 hope for Bruni, and all I need is a 2, basically, to succeed.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. Bruni made it, and then Oradreth, I will do my favorite valor roll.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oradreth will do the same thing. Try to get there. Only needs to not roll a 1.
Right.
Yeah, he made it.
Nice. Okay.
Nice. Just barely, but
okay.
Success is success.
All right.
And that is my. No, that should be. Sorry.
Can we see, Kurthnaga's hate score?
Yeah. Can you see the blue? No, you can't see the blue.
I cannot see it yet.
No.
Yep.
Oh, I need to.
There you go.
Did I not update?
You see it now?
You need to go down.
We can see it.
Yeah,
Nice.
the wargs have hate too, but
but not as much. Yeah.
Oh, just 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys get 2 volleys.
Alrighty.
Because of the Oradreth is on it with the extraordinary success.
Alright, so
Oradreth, one of his special things is he has Gleam of Wrath, which means that he can hit a target not just for hit points, but for hate score also.
Okay.
So he's going to take shots at the big guy to try to take down his extra points, because he did not like the big strike fear spend.
Yeah.
So Oradreth, it's basically on a hit, your target takes -1 hate in addition to the damage to endurance, and -1 extra for every level of success higher. So a great success is 2 and a extraordinary is 3. So here we go. All right. No bonus dice for the shot. Does the big guy have a parry modifier?
Oh yeah, he does. He has a 1 parry.
All right. Well, that's not too bad. But...
Please get a Gandalf. Please get a Gandalf.
Oh
no! That's
terrible.
That's not a Gandalf.
Terrible.
Wow.
The intervention of the eye protected his servant.
Yeah, so he probably he bats that arrow aside.
Yeah.
And says something in the black speech.
Yeah.
Because I am the son of Sauron. You cannot harm me. All right.
But we will try.
Yep.
All right.
Dang.
I guess
so, do you want... Gwennon can try.
Yeah.
She's better
so Gwennon, you can, since no one had to use your extra success for your valor roll, you can use that as a bonus dice on your attack here.
Okay. She'd like to do that. Please be good. Please be good. 1
Are you attacking a ward or a...
The big guy.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
nice.
Woohoo!
Okay. All right. So we'll take off the 3 from the just a 1 piercing.
No.
It's a great piercing blow.
Yes. So what does that mean?
You can add damage. So you could do 6 damage, right?
Yes. I want to do.
Is it more than 6? It's more than 6, right? It's your strength.
It's your strength rating.
Her strength is 7.
So 10 points of damage and a
Big hit,
piercing blow.
Nice.
Okay. Oops.
And I know we have to go through all the blue before we start hitting the red. I know that.
Well,
No,
he has
it's-
an ability. I'll show you this right here. So I have to roll.
Yeah, he can restore his health basically
Yeah.
with his
It can
hate.
still be a piercing blow. Okay. Yeah.
Well, he might take multiple wounds to take down if he has a higher might score.
Right.
I guess we'll see when we get into it.
But if he has to refill it, that takes away from how many times he can do that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I got to roll my armor for the piercing blow anyway. But I don't think this applies right here. Piercing blow, he still has to mitigate, right? Because this is if his endurance goes to 0.
Yeah,
piercing
so
blow.
the piercing blow is right now directly potentially a wound. But
Okay.
it's just if he essentially the regular endurance takedown.
And he has no other thing. Okay. Wow.
He failed.
Nice.
So does that mean you take a wound even though you...
Yeah, I got to look at how they can use their might, how adversaries can use their might and stuff.
So, yeah, might is extra wounds that they have to take to die. So like you can take a wound for free and not be downed basically if you have higher might.
Yeah.
Might also lets you make multiple attacks in combat, which is nasty too.
Yeah.
Well, don't remind him of that.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of a big tough enemy, some of the monsters can get pretty nasty.
Yeah.
There's a really nasty undead creature in the Elven book. I remember looking through it.
Sorry, honey, we just don't want you to have multiple chances.
All right. So spell abilities, armor, might, hate and resolve. Okay. Might and endurance. If endurance is okay. Okay, yeah, so you need more wounds than normal. So you hit him pretty good.
Yeah.
Yay.
See, hate.
And Myrtle hasn't gone yet. And Bruni. Bruni hasn't gone yet either, right? Just
Not yet.
Ordreth and Gwynedd.
But they can, so enemies that have resolve or hate can spend it like hope also to do extra rolls.
To do stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is like the quote unquote surprise type round, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Bruni, Brenthel. Oh my! I forgot you guys have a bunch of people. Oh, yeah. Sornin. I forgot to roll Sornin's thing. Sornin's valor.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's.
Did the girl join
hiding.
us?
He's hiding.
Did the young lady elf decide to join us?
And I rolled unfortunately, I rolled a eye for him.
Oh no!
It's all right. We're getting used to that.
Well, I didn't know. I did not roll an eye. I rolled I guess the equivalent of a 1, because that's right. I'll switch the 11s and the eyes on here. Right, so 11 is technically a 1. So he just failed. He just rolled a 1, so he failed, but it's not an eye. Okay, and then Waldreth.
Is Waldreth going to even fight? I would think.
No, she's cowering too.
We would tell Walleth and Saruman to stay with the horses. And...
Right, Brenthil. I got to roll for Brenthil.
Yep.
It's up to you if you guys want me to use a fellowship to give him a favored roll or not, but you don't have to.
I mean, it seems like it would be a good idea. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, it seems.
He can't. No, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. He can't use hope anyway. So. Right.
Yeah.
Right, but I'll roll for him.
Just please don't fail.
No. His armor's not. His armor's 1. His attribute. Yeah, that's right. What would I roll? I'll just make a thing. I mean, does Myrtle want to use that bonus dice for attack or to give it to him?
Probably give it to him.
Okay.
It's better that the eye doesn't see us. And he still failed?
He failed, yeah, so he is hope. You can't give him any hope to help out, but he is kind of.
He needs to stay in the back, I guess, and not cower.
So he was going to fire. I'll have him fire like ill-favored.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to take a shot too. I know Bruni's going to take a shot. Like,
yeah.
Maybe he could just shoot one of those little wargs.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Instead of shooting at the big guy.
Yeah, I'm having Bruni shooting at the wargs to try to whittle their numbers down a bit.
Okay, so I'll do an ill-favored roll for him, but his bow is 3, so that's pretty good. They have no parry rating.
Then maybe we should have him shooting at the big guy. What do you think then, Arlen?
Well, it's ill-favored, so.
Let's just have Brenthel and Bruni, and then Myrtle can decide, but let's shoot at the wargs for right now to try to, because we're in danger of getting overwhelmed with 7 targets. Yeah.
And he was successful.
Nice.
So he hit 1. So he injures 1. That's good.
Damage 3.
Yep.
Yeah, just a little damage on.
Damage 3, injury 14.
Yeah, it's not a piercing blow though. Okay.
Right.
Do the wargs have any parry rating?
No.
Okay, well then Bruni will take a shot at the same one.
No.
Terrible.
And Myrtle, do you want to take a shot?
At the wargs?
Yeah.
Okay, she can. I'm just looking to see if she has a distinctive feature. Fair spoken, merry, burglary. Nope. Not for this. And it is 0 for the parry, right?
No, no parry.
Okay. No. How much did she miss by? A lot?
3.
She'll spend a hope.
Okay.
This is if you spend a hope, you will also get a piercing blow if you hit.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
You get a 3 or better.
Please. 4.
Yes.
Yay!
Nice.
And it's piercing then, right?
Against this one here?
Yes, the injured one. And it's piercing.
Roll on next time roll on the weapon. But.
I did.
No, she did. It just didn't because it's a failure.
It
didn't display the stats.
Right. So 3 damage. So 3 damage at least, but it's an injury.
Yeah, it says 3 damage. Injury is 14. Load is 2. I did roll off of it. I just had to use the hope afterwards.
What'd I get?
Failed.
Terrible.
You got a 1 on the feet die.
He failed, so this one's dead.
Nice job, Myrtle.
Myrtle will high five Bruni. She's very excited.
That's actually that's well. You're still overwhelmed, but that's good though. No one's doubled up at least, right?
Yeah, we're still in a little danger, but we've got So my suggestion is for the next round, Orodreth can take another shot at the big guy.
That's right. You get another round. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what I'm suggesting is Orodreth will take another shot at the big guy to try to take off some of his hate because of his special thing. Mm-hmm. But everybody else, I think, should just try to take down wargs so that we're not going to get overwhelmed. Because the non-combatants, right, the danger is that if all of our fighters get people on them, then the non-combatants might get attacked also. Okay. Right?
And then if he's still alive when he gets to there, Gwennon can take her sword out and go at him, right?
Yeah, well, what I'm saying right now, let's take mostly shots at the wargs so that we don't get overwhelmed, and then once we've got the numbers advantage, we can go in on the big guy.
Okay.
So I'll have Bruni take a shot at a warg.
Okay.
No.
Terrible. Oh well. Hopefully he's getting the bad rolls out of his system.
Yep. Okay. So Gwennon, etc. Is she taking a warg or the
warg?
Hound? Okay. Nice.
Nice.
So that one's injured. I'll just take it off this guy here. Okay.
And
Next,
then you
Myrtle.
want Myrtle?
Our Ordress is going to attack this guy, right? So
Yeah, Ordreth is going for the big guy.
and then Brenthil, do you want him to go for
A warp.
a warp? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless he's no longer ill-favored, and then he can shoot at the
No,
big guy.
he's
But
just-
warging
he's
is
a-
probably better.
Yeah. Terrible.
Jeez.
Oh wow. Ordreth misses on his second shot.
Oh, great success. I'm not. Oh well,
Nice.
not enough to get a piercing blow though. Since he
Not a piercing blow, but he can still do
6 damage. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, his strength is higher than that. His strength is. Why did I do that? His strength is 5, so that's 8 damage, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
Close.
Close.
Okay.
Myrtle, you want to try to finish off?
She's gonna go for it.
Myrtle War Killer.
Myrtle. She's trying to be a ward. No!
Oh,
and
no.
she got the eye.
Terrible. Although she's still so you're only 2 away
She'll do it.
if you wanted to spend a hope to get a hit
She wants.
potentially.
She wants to. Now,
Oh,
does
it'd be a piercing blow too, but
if she gets over a certain amount, right?
yeah, you need 2 or more.
Yeah, she needed.
You got it.
She got a 5.
Basically, don't roll her 1. But yeah,
So-
nice
Are you
job.
shooting a fresh one or the same one?
Maybe a fresh one, but you said
What's-
it's piercing if it goes over. What did she get it? Because she got a 5.
No, she doesn't get piercing blow. Sorry.
No, she gets-
okay.
double damage.
She just got a hit. So she could do a little extra damage on a fresh one, or she could finish off that one, and that would give us.
That would be good.
Yeah, it seems like that's good for not being overwhelmed. That's
Right.
But wouldn't it be better to go for a fresh one? Because if she gets more damage, then
No.
no.
Well, she doesn't do very much damage is the thing, because she
What's her
could
strength.
right. Her strength is only like 2, right?
Yeah.
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 So she could do basically 5 damage to a fresh one, or the rest of that one's health.
Okay, we'll take that one out then.
That one's out.
Yep.
Okay, so all right, so now we're into the stances.
Well, Gwennon will be forward.
Let me get that thing out. Look at you guys.
And Gwennon will be Gwennon and Myrtle will be forward.
Well, I mean, remember that forward also puts you in danger for being
Yeah, to
hit.
get hit.
Right, but I thought Myrtle had a thing that she could, because this is what always messes it up, that she can be in like forward stance or whatever. But when you're in close combat with a creature bigger than you, she gets +2 to her parry, so that puts her up to 21 parry to hit. And additionally, you can assume a rearward stance in the combat, even if there's only one other in the company. But that every time she's in rearward stance, it's never good for her. So I'd rather her be in forward stance. She's got the hit points for it.
Or the parry. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she sucks eggs when she's in rear stance, and she takes a negative every time she's in rear stance. Doesn't matter. On the sheet, it gives her a negative. So I'm not doing that anymore. Defensive, she gets negatives for, and rear stance, she gets negatives for. So
All right.
I don't want to play that game.
So I think we can. So there are 5 enemies. I think Brenthil can go into rearward still, because we can have the frontliners take up to 2 on them.
No, he can't.
He can't.
No, he can't do that.
Oh,
Huh.
well then.
Because it's 1 to 1. If you have more numbers than they do, then you can do that, but you can't right now.
And
It's 5. It's 5 to 5.
No, I think it's only if they double your numbers that nobody can go rearward.
No, okay, I will look it up, but I
Okay.
think that's. Adventure combat. Okay.
Do we want to do a short break while we check the rules?
Yeah.
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 Alrighty.
All right, so we're back into the battle, and it is Arlen was correct. So the company was not ambushed, and the company, here's a rule on page. I was just there on page 97 of the CRB. More player heroes and enemies or sides are equally marched. Point number 2, if one or more of the company is fighting in rearward, it's possible that there will be enemies left when everyone is fighting in close combat, has engaged an adversary. If this happens, then the lore master chooses whether the spare enemies engage a player hero or stand back. So they could be rearward or they could be or not. Mm-hmm. So I guess what's going to happen. Well, and also,
he's going to howl and then he's going to decide, right?
Yeah. So you guys had your second volley, and then Krith Naga. The wargs are going to jump forward, right? Mm-hmm. But the Krith Naga is going to howl again, spending a point of hate. And then forcing you guys to roll against Dread again.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yep.
Why don't we have Gwennon and Myrtle roll first, since they've got the natural favored?
Yep.
And then if they get extra,
Brentel's going to be miserable.
Gonna be bad.
So Gwennon was successful, and
so
Myrtle...
she only loses 2.
1, you said, right?
Well, no, it causes 3. I'll click it again. So it just causes 3 dread. So if you make a success, you lose 1 shadow from that, and you don't get you can't use hope thing. But you take 2 shadow, and if you fail, you take 3 shadow. So, but you guys got a great success last time. That's why they only took 1.
Okay.
All right. So you're both good.
I think Bruni and Orodrith need to spend some fellowship points also to do this. So I'll do Bruni favored. Did it pop up? Oh, there it is. Oh no!
Bruni, can you spend a hope to get to be successful, or no?
I could. I'm getting a little low, but I think I will spend 1 hope.
Because I think it's better to spend the hope than to
not be able to use hope.
Yeah.
And take 3 shadow. Oh no!
Oh no! Terrible.
No.
Worst possible shadow. Result.
Yeah.
No, Bruni. Sorry. Okay, so that was a bad suggestion. I should have left it alone.
No, it's okay. Although Bruni is now miserable, so that's not so good.
Yeah. Oh, did that song help?
The song could help with miserable, I think. Or at least weary, I don't know.
Yeah, the song. Right. Let me get back to what it says.
And then Orodreth will also spend a favored valor.
You ignore weakness, and it gives +1 to all feat die rolls. So I don't know that this would be a feat die roll, would it? That's a feat success.
No, it's weary, not miserable. Yeah, it's weary.
Yeah, it's weary.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Song is probably not good yet.
Oh, Orodreth is good though. Orodreth's got a feat success. Okay.
Orodreth's okay. I mean, he still takes 2 shadow, but he's not miserable yet.
I mean, but the feat.
Well, miserable is not that bad. Miserable means that you automatically fail if you roll an I instead of it counting a 0. But
so you can't even use hope. So in that case,
you can't use hope. Yeah. So yeah.
No, I think Orodreth takes 1, Carl, because on a great success, I got 1. So if he did feat success, isn't that higher? He would just get the 1.
No, he didn't get an extra.
No, it's just.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So let's see how
let me uncheck
this guy. No bonus dice, and the parry is a 15. No.
And Kurthnaga spent a hate for that, right? So he should. Yep.
All right, and wow, so he's taken 6.
Oh, terrible.
So he is also miserable.
Well, he should be in the back with Willith and Sauron anyways. They're already cowering in the tent off to the side. And I'll take it that other female elf is not joining our party at all, the one that was recuperating and was going to join us in Bree. I guess she never did.
No, she's recuperating in the...
Sorain is in the Grey Havens, right?
Yeah, Sorain's in the Grey Havens.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe next year, or if you guys travel there, you can, right. All right, so he is... I wonder if there's a way to check miserable on here.
Well, he's probably in the... I don't remember what the other right, because there's one version that is when your shadow is equal to or higher than your hope. That's miserable. But then there's another that's when your shadow is equal to your hope maximum. That is when you have a shadow break.
Yeah. Well, his attribute. I guess he's an NPC, so the attribute level is 5. He's got 6, so that's going to be
miserable.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's at least miserable. He might even be in the ill-favored.
No, the shadow. Yeah. A shadow break.
Yeah, it's if your shadow total gets equal to your maximum hope score, then you become ill-favored in everything, and you play out I don't remember what the specific term is, but a breakdown scene, basically.
Oh, so he's probably going to have a breakdown.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Well, we'll get to that.
Nasty stuff.
All right. So, and then the hound is gonna growl.
He already did.
No, he's gonna growl. He howled. Now he's gonna growl and bound forward.
Oh, we're not doing that again when we're rolling the Valor.
No,
we just did that.
No, and he growls under his breath, and Gwennon, you can hear him. He says, "I will stamp out the light of Elendil."
Can she reply, "Only if I stamp you out first. Only if I don't stamp you out first."
All right, cool. I think it's... Where's my turn? I lost my turn thing. So it is Gwennon, Myrtle, and Bruni. Let's do Gwennon, Bruni, and then Myrtle, right? Something like that.
Yep.
Well, then, you have this one attacking me, so I cannot run up and engage this one, can I?
Well, you can attack. So basically, you're the one who's going to be doubled up. The Kurthnaga is attacking you, and probably a warg is attacking you. We'll see.
Whereas can you move Kurthnaga into the...
Well, right now, he's up on a hill. So
he ran down there.
Okay, well, he's still up there. So where is he?
Right here. He's in front of you. You can attack him. I can see it. That's weird that he didn't do that.
No, he's not moved at all.
Yeah, for us, he's still back over here. And he also still only has, looks like 1 hate missing instead of 2 for us.
Maybe if I refresh, it'll...
Let's see.
Glitch it. But don't refresh yet. Oh, no, he's still up there. That's so dumb.
Yeah, he's still up there, and he still has all of his hit points. Now he's moved.
All right, so you should have -10.
But yeah.
And 3 hate. There you go.
All right.
Yay.
Nice.
So I think... I'm trying to think of what makes the most sense. I think she's going to have to attack him versus the warg.
He also has a wound.
So she is going to... Hunting doesn't apply to this.
No, just sword. Attack with your sword. Yeah.
I will. I was just trying to see if there's anything else she has. Like she has Two-Hearted, Shadowlore, and Bold. But
no.
That none of that applies, right?
No. You always use a hope to try to strike him down faster. Get a 6, a piercing blow.
This will be the last time she's going to want to use hope, I think, because then that puts her at 9 and 4 shadow.
No, she has 11 hope here for me, but okay.
She's 9 now.
Okay.
After I spend that, and that only gets her 1 extra die because she can't use anything else, right? None of her Bold, Two-Hearted, or Shadowlore.
No, you cannot use distinctive features in combat.
What's his parry?
He has a 1 parry.
Please be good. Success.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice.
Was she getting the bonus +2 from?
She's in forward stance.
I'm in forward stance, and I spent a hope.
Oh, yeah, both of those. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, nasty. So,
Yeah.
And
grievous injury.
Does that trigger my thing? Is that the deal?
No.
Because I get +2 grievous to evil creatures. If he's an evil creature, he gets +2 grievous.
Oh, wow. So he takes 9 points of damage. Is that right? Yes, he takes 6 + 2, 9 points of damage. Dang.
Nice.
All right. That
plus
hurt.
that, plus the extra one that I get, so it should be 6, 7, 8 points of damage total.
Yeah.
Two for the grievous, +6 +1, because I have that +1 on my sword. Anytime I do grievous damage, I automatically get 1 extra, so it should be extra 3, so it should be a total of 9.
Yep, I did. I took 9 off.
Okay.
All right. Bruni.
All right. Bruni is going to do his classic shout Baruch Kazad as he charges in to intimidate and strike. So let's do the awe roll for intimidate foe first. Now, unsurprising. Would have only affected the wargs probably, but that's
unless
okay.
you got a great success. But.
Yeah, it would have to be a big higher level. But all right, and then he's going to hit with his axe to try to smack the warg in front of him. No parry.
No!
Misery strikes back. Well,
wow.
Nasty.
Myrtle will tell Bruni, it's
Hopefully
okay, it's okay. It's okay, we got
get to a 14 and suddenly a Barrow White appears.
Yep.
You are in the South Downs after all.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Myrtle.
She is going to attack with her blade.
Okay.
And she will use a hope. You said none of the other things. So this guy to this guy. And parry is 0.
Nice. Oh.
Nice.
So I'll take the damage off first. It's a great piercing blow.
You do not bite at my friend.
So that's a 5 damage, right? And then I got to roll.
Yes. Plus an additional 1 because is it an orc or orc?
No.
Okay.
No. I think it would be orcs and trolls probably, but they're like the same. I don't know. No, it's an elven blade, so it only works. Okay. All right, now I got to roll.
It'd be 5, right? And it's piercing because it's supposed to add her strength damage. So 5 plus 1 piercing, I guess, or piercing, however you want to phrase it.
You destroy it.
Nice.
Dang, that's 3 for. That's 3 wargs taken down for Myrtle. Orodreth.
All right. Orodreth is going to attack the warg that's on him.
Okay.
Try to get this dealt with.
No.
Terrible.
Right.
I don't know. Orodreth's getting a little.
He's getting mad.
I think he'll spend 1 hope to try to get that success.
Okay. At least you do extra damage, you know. Yes, that's a hit.
Nice.
So
all right, so
great. You got a 6 on the success dice, so that's a mighty blow.
Yeah, so it's 11 points of damage, 5 for the sword. Dang. 5 for strength, plus 1 for
Oh, so close.
Oh, no.
So close.
His whole thing was trying to take down the warg so that he could get a second hit, but oh well.
Close, though. Close.
Close, yeah.
All right, Brenthil is going to have like a bout of madness.
Yep.
If he is a scout, what would his thing manifest as?
I think it's Wanderlust.
All right, so he like flees.
Yeah.
He like breaks and runs.
Yep.
Can Sormund stop him and just say, hey, stay here?
Yeah, roll me a d12 and a 2d6 and see if Thornton like just reaches out in his cowardice and grabs him. Oh, that's pretty good. But he misses. No, but it's 2 great successes. So no, he misses.
So
right.
14 is
14,
probably
14 for Thornton is probably not enough. No,
probably not. Yeah.
No. All right, so Brenthel runs into the downs.
Well, he'll have to come back eventually.
I don't know.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
If he doesn't,
it's a dangerous place. Yeah, it's a dangerous place. I mean, you guys, and then we had another side quest.
Yep, that's okay. You know,
it's okay.
That's what happens.
I mean, he just like he throws down his bow and just like, tears off his cloak and runs.
Can't Woloth try and stop him?
No, well, I'm not gonna. Woloth could. I mean, Thornton would try, but he's like too weak and too miserable to.
Yeah.
He tried. Maybe Thornton can crawl after him and see where he went. So
yeah,
I'll give you that. Okay, but Woloth is like huddled. All right. Okay, Karthaga gets 2 attacks.
Pretty certain he's going to go after Gwenin. That's
His first attack will go after Gwenin.
Kind of figured that much. And I have to figure out it's her parry, right?
Try to bite you, which and you get, and you're in forward stance. What's your parry?
17. Failed. Good.
Failed.
Good. I'm good with that.
He's angry, so that was with his fangs. Now he's going to try to claw you. I was going to try to claw the elf, but 17 again.
Please no, please. Failed again.
And he failed. Jeez.
Yay!
Oh wait, I can't.
You're giving yourself bonus dice.
Yeah, it's because you're in forward. The one bonus die.
Yeah.
But what Carl is thinking of, I'm pretty sure, is if he wants to spend hate to boost his roll.
Yeah. I could have done it on the fangs, but I didn't. But if I would have done the fangs, I could have. I didn't think about that. Yeah, he's going to spend. This time he's going to spend hate. That makes sense the second time.
Yep, spend hate on a claw.
So he spends hate. So I have to roll.
Please fail.
Well, he's gonna hit you, but you don't want a 6, which I don't. He barely hits you.
Okay.
All right, so the damage is only 5. 5 damage.
Okay.
See, he says got seize though. What does that do? Seize. He can grab you.
I don't know, but I mean, I took it off.
Yeah. So the attacker holds onto the target. The victim can only fight in forward stance and making brawling attacks.
Which is fine. That's exactly what she's doing.
Well,
brawling. Seized heroes may free themselves banning a elf icon from its successful attack.
An elf icon.
I guess you might have to pull out that. You might have to pull out that hunting knife.
Okay.
That's cool. All right. So he's got you like grappled basically.
And then would I be fighting with my hunting skill then?
No, next round. I mean that was that round. But next round.
No, I'm saying so if I do that, if I use the hunting sword, I don't roll.
Oh shit! Why not? Yeah, I guess. Well, what's brawl? I guess
brawl is your best weapon skill with a penalty, basically.
Okay.
It's the way it works. But
if you pull out your hunting knife, I guess that cancels it out.
Well, I mean, I'm favored. I have 4, and I get the extra 1. I think, right? Yeah, extra 1.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
All right.
The problem is that you do a lot less damage with brawling than with big weapons. But
it might not make a difference.
Yeah, you might be able to get out.
All right. So I guess that means this extra warg is probably, since he's close, since you're being like I guess you're rolling around or grappled on the ground with the Hound of Sauron.
Yeah, I don't think his warg would attack her then.
No, I know. So the extra warg is going to go on Bruni probably.
Yeah.
No, not Bruni.
All right, so let's do the warg on.
Yes,
the warg on When targeted by an attack. Oh, okay, I need to do that. Okay. But it didn't seem to matter in this case. All right. So the one that's almost dead is going to attack Ordreth.
Yeah. Ordreth is parry 18, and he's in open, so no bonus dice.
Yep. What I get.
He failed.
Failed. Jeez.
Yeah. Nice.
I can't. I gotta start spending hate on these guys.
Yep.
But he's too far away.
Yeah. I mean, he'd have to roll a 6.
I know, but might as well try. Actually,
might as well try.
Because if I get a 6, then that's a
double. Yeah.
It's double damage at least.
Well, you already got 1 6, so that's 2 6s if you get.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll spend a hate.
Yep.
And roll a d6.
And roll a 1. Got a 4.
Rolled a 4. You still missed.
Nice.
Okay. I got a note on that guy because the other guys haven't spent.
Yeah.
I'll put a little dot, purple dot, or hate is. There we go. Put a skull on there. Okay, he spent a hate. All right. The other two wargs on Bruni. The first one.
All right. Bruni's parry is 19, but he's in forward, so they get
a bonus die.
Bonus die.
Yep.
Yeah.
19, you said?
19. Yes.
Failed.
That's a fail. Wow. Okay.
And terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fail. And second
one, you rolled 3 1s out of your.
And we're good with that. We are good with that.
Yeah. Nice.
18, you said, right? That's
19.
A failure too. 19.
Yeah.
So I need a 2 or better to hit.
Yeah, you need a 2.
I'll spend it.
You don't have any other 6s on the success dice right now, so it would just be a basic level, unless you roll a 6 here. But yeah.
And he
There
did.
we go.
Oh no! Terrible.
Oh.
So that's going to be 6 damage.
Shouldn't have made a suggestion over there.
I'm not close enough to. Yeah.
Well, it's
6 damage.
All right, 22 endurance.
Right,
Still up and fighting.
Oh wow, there's no one on Myrtle. That's great. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right, back to the top now, I guess. Right.
Yeah.
Gwenin.
So Gwennen's gonna pull out her knife.
Well,
I guess you're in forward stance. You fight with your knife. I guess you get a forward stance gives you 1 dice, but you lose a dice because you're brawling.
But
that cancels it out.
But
you use your hunting knife,
which puts it back.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Success.
But it's a success still.
But I got an eye. But that makes sense because they're right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how to do the damage.
It's your normal damage.
For what?
What's your damage on? Yeah, if you do damage, just your strength, right? Is that right?
No, it's for brawling. It's only like 1 damage because you're not using a weapon. The point of the brawling here, right, is to get 6s on your success dice to get a great success or higher, so that you can break the grapple.
Oh right.
So
it's only.
It's 1 damage though.
Yeah, it's only like 1 damage.
But he releases, right? That's what it said. If I did that, he would release me.
No.
No, you can break free if you get a great success or higher.
Give me look how much brawling does.
Yeah, it's not much. I think it's 1 or 2, but because a basic bow is 3, right?
Yeah, page 67.
Yep.
But getting 1 damage is better than taking damage.
Very true.
But
it's like he says a dagger. It says dagger damage.
And how much is dagger damage?
Oh, you're right. 2 points of damage.
Yeah.
That's still better than nothing.
That's 2.
Yeah,
all right, so I gotta do his thing.
Do what thing?
His hideous toughness. When attack inflicts this thing, it causes a piercing blow instead. If the creature is alive, it goes back to full endurance. So it's technically a piercing blow. Okay. So I gotta roll his armor. I gotta roll his armor now.
Dagger piercing blow, but what's it? Dagger's injury is like 12?
14.
14. Nice. That's pretty good. It's respectable.
Yeah.
Well, full endurance doesn't mean that he gets all the red back. He just gets the blue back, right?
No, the full endurance is the red back.
He gets his red back.
Yeah. But you've taken away some of his blue, so that he can't do that again, basically.
Okay,
yeah,
but it doesn't. I do
have to spend a hate to do that, though.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So you have to spend more hate.
Yeah.
But while he's doing that, does that mean that I broke the thing?
No, you're still grappled.
Okay.
This is up to 20.
But others can still attack him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I switched up the stances. Bruni is in open and Ordreth's in forward now, just so you know, at the top of the round.
Got it.
We switched it up.
Okay. And Myrtle's still in forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Now she has to protect Bruni.
All right. So that was Gwen, and she's like stabbing at this. Yeah. All right. She's stabbing at the hound who's got her in its claws.
I think she would yell out to Ordreth that he's replenished, so that you would know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you can only do that X number of times, right?
Yeah. Well, I had to use a hate to do that.
So how many hate do you have left? Because on my end, it looks like you have 2 hates left.
2 hate.
Yeah.
All right. Ordreth is in forward stance.
But right. So you had 5 hate to begin with? Is that what that was? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spent one for each of the howls, and then 1 extra for the hit with the claws. So 3 out of 5 spent.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then you just did 1 for the hideous toughness.
No, I don't need to do that. I don't spend a hate for that. It just is.
Oh, I thought you said you had to.
No.
Okay.
All right. Ordreth is going.
It's still heroic. I can imagine what's going on in the TV show.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Ordreth is going to attack the warg in front of him with the sword, hopefully killing the warg, and then attacking the Hound of Sauron.
I'm going to spend another hate to make your attack ill-favored.
I thought he already used his hate.
He's
got a lot.
They got 3 hate.
Special
ability.
So I'm using snake-like speed.
All right. Ordreth.
Do you want to take a fellowship point to add a die?
That's not. You can spend hope to add dice, but
no. Let's do. All right. So now it's an ill-favored sword strike with.
Forward
I didn't put myself into forward. So here's
put yourself into forward
1 extra bonus die. Not 01. Let's just do 1. And they don't have any. The wargs don't have any parry, right? So
no.
Yeah.
Please. No.
Terrible.
Want to spend the hope?
It's not. It'd have to roll a 6.
Yeah. Okay. Myrtle. Myrtle can go help whoever.
Myrtle is going to. Well, I mean, she's here, but not here. She wants to attack this one because it was actually close to her, but I couldn't stand on the warg.
Yeah. Okay.
I couldn't move my player token on top of the warg. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense? She's not really over there, but she's over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also going to spend a hate.
And she's going to spend a hope.
Okay.
To give her.
So it's going to be ill-favored, by the way.
But she spent the hope to undo that.
Well, no, it's not.
Because she's in forward stance and she spent the hope. So that gets her 2 bonus dice, and being ill-favored takes 1 away, right?
No, it just makes you roll 2d12 and take the worst. But so just click ill-favored on the character sheet.
I think I clicked the right one. I think. You can let me know if I didn't, but I thought I did.
Okay.
It says ill.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's the right one. And parry is 0.
Yep.
Extraordinary success +2. Even ill-favored.
Nice.
Okay. All right, so she can't get it up 5, 7. No, she can't get it.
No.
But that's still 2 heavy blows, right? So
yeah.
That's 7 points of damage. Is that right?
Well, it should be 8.
Or, well, you can do other things too.
We get my strength bonus, which is 2, plus the damage, which is 3. So that's 5 right there. And then, didn't you say I can take those extraordinary successes and turn them into damage?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, adding your strength bonus to damage is what you do is one of the things you can do with the extraordinary success. So she could add twice her strength bonus,
right?
And do 7 damage. But Carl's checking if there's other, because there's like fend off and things like that could be useful too.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can I don't know, you can modify your parry rating with fend off to give 1 to give yourself a +2 parry on addition to you're already at 21. That make you 23. Or you don't have a shield, so yeah, I guess probably heavy blow is the best thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 7 points of damage. 7, yeah. Nice. It's a good hit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Bruni, I guess is next.
All right, Bruni's gonna try to finish off the war.
Okay, but he can't spend like a hatey thing, right?
I did spend a hate, and it didn't seem to matter.
No, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
All right.
So
I think he's gonna wait. I'd rather spend hate to try to injure, so he's gonna wait on that.
Yeah. All right, Bruni's doing the attack that's on the one on him. No bonus dice, no parry.
Is there any bonus for melee fighting with her?
No, because you're both.
But he did Grievous.
No, I think I will spend its last hate because it is right. It's on its last legs, so to make it ill-favored, Bruni.
Oh,
but he already rolled.
Well, then I will roll.
No, oh, you rolled already?
I'll just roll another d12.
Yeah. So you got a 5 on that one, which is a hit. Yeah. Oh.
So it's okay.
Okay.
Because that's a Gandalf, so miserable not miserable, ill-favored would take the 5 instead of the Gandalf, which is still a success.
A lot of damage. 8 damage?
Yeah, 8 damage.
All right, nice. It is destroyed.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Okay.
I envision Gwennon pulling her blade, dripping with blood, to look at the other warg and say, "You're next." She just wants to do that.
Myrtle says that?
Myrtle says that, yeah.
Okay, to this one here? Okay.
To this one, yeah. The one that she's not fighting it.
Yeah, that one's probably going to attack her. It's going to eat little hobbit. All right, so Krithnaga, we know what he's doing.
Well, he already refilled himself.
Yeah, he's going to attack you.
Uh-huh.
So fangs. I don't think he doesn't get a bonus.
Why would he get a bonus?
Because you're held. I don't think he gets a bonus. It just hinders you.
I think because she's in forward. So if he's attacking, he doesn't get any further bonus, but he does get the +1.
Your parry's still 18, though, right, Amy? 17.
My parry is 17. Yep. But I'm in forward stance, and so it's +1 minus
that's another 1, dude.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Nice.
And his claws. That is a success.
Oh. Oof. At least it's not any
5
bonus
injury.
levels. Yeah.
5 damage.
5? Okay.
Yeah.
She's still good. She's still 18.
Yeah. Yeah, no one's going to be weary because right?
Well, we could end up being weary, right? Because like Bruni and Ordreth and Myrtle have taken. I guess we haven't taken very much fatigue, but we do have some armor weight that we're carrying. So
the ward on Myrtle. All right. You're in forward stance, right, Myrtle?
Yes.
All right, but your parry's 21 against this thing.
No.
Yeah.
It's +2. Yes, 21. I thought it was something else. I thought it was lower. No, you're right.
Total failure.
Nice.
As Gandalf smiles upon you.
Nice.
All right. Dang.
And then one on Ordreth.
0. Is there one on Ordreth? Oh yeah,
That
Yeah,
0.
still.
You rolled a 0. I love it. That's amazing. All right, and the one on Ordreth. Does he have hate left? He's going to use his last hate to get a bonus dice.
All right. Ordreth has 18 parry, and he's in forward, so you get an extra die from that also.
Wow.
Nice.
Another one. Gandalf is with us.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. Perhaps you look to where would Gandalf be right now? Misty Mountains. You look towards the east, and you see like a light cutting through the fog, the early morning fog.
That's this light over here, right?
Yeah, there you go.
There's a light over there.
Gwenin.
She can't pull out her sword. She has to stab with that thing again, right?
Yeah, you have to brawl until you get a 6, like a great success, basically.
But spending a hope didn't do it, so I don't think I'm going to spend another one.
Okay.
But she's still in forward stance, and she gets her +1, -1 thing, or no?
Yeah, forward stance +1, -1, but +1 because of the knife.
Okay, yeah.
So net a +1.
Success.
It's a success. Okay.
And she got an 8, which is not a 6. Does it have to be an actual 6? Or can it be the 8? Because last time she got a 12 on a 12 and it didn't count, and this is an 8 on an 8.
No, you still hit him.
It's the 6 that she needs is on the success dice on the d6s.
Yeah. Oh, you should roll your sword and then you can, but it's the damage is different.
What do you mean?
You roll with your best attacking ability.
Oh.
That's fine. We know the damage is.
It'd be 6.
It's still 3. It's still 4 dice, right? Because your sword is 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
my sword's damage is 6. But I thought you said it's dagger damage, which is 3.
Right.
Half the sword, right. So it'd be 3.
Yeah.
2. Dagger's only 2.
2. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Whatever it was.
Well, you stabbed him.
No, it's. Yeah. Well, you're keeping him off of you, which is the big thing, right?
That's the big thing, yeah.
Oh.
All right. Ordreth, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You damaged him.
I'm whittling him down.
Yep. There you go.
Ordreth's going to try to do again what he tried to do last time.
All right, and this guy's used all his hate already, so he cannot do that thing.
Yep. All right, and no parry. Oh, look at that. Great
woo-hoo!
Success.
So that guy's gone.
Yeah, that's
So that
enough.
means you get your second attack now?
You get your cleave.
Yep. And now I'm going to take down 1 and cleave on the hound. All right.
Don't hit Gwenin.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I don't roll an eye.
Don't say that.
Yeah. All right. 1 parry on him. Yeah.
Hopefully you roll a Gandalf.
Hopefully a Gandalf.
Oh,
look at that. All right. So I've got a couple of things that happen here because so the 9 is actually good enough by itself for a piercing blow.
Right.
So, and then I've also got 2 6s, so I can do my, what is that, 17 points of damage.
Wow.
Because it's 5 + 6 + 6. Yeah, okay. 17.
All right.
So how much is that? So yeah, and then the piercing blow. The 9 hits on a piercing blow by itself because I have a
what's the injury rating?
Injury 18? Rating is 18.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Big 2-handed sword.
He is dead.
Nice.
Unalived.
So how does this look like, Ordreth? How do you send the spirit of the hound back to?
So I think
probably towards Angmar, actually.
Yeah, I think we see Ordreth strikes down the warg and then turns, and that's when Gwenin, with some quick knife work, does maybe like a slash, not enough to take it down, but enough to kind of get it to rear back out of the way of the knife, and Ordreth just comes in and big stab right into the throat with the ancient dwarven longsword.
Yeah, and then the corpse of the werewolf falls to the ground, and you can both Gwenin and Ordreth can sense that spirit of the hound fleeing in terror now
Yeah.
towards the north.
So what happens to the warg in front of
the warg is now
Myrtle?
going to be weary.
That was the other thing, is because I got an extraordinary success. I should have taken away all of his hate, so he should have been rolling weary also for the protection save.
Oh, nice.
That was the last thing I was trying to remember.
But that's okay, you failed.
Oh, you would have taken away all. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I would have taken away all of his hate because I got the extraordinary success should subtract 3 points of hate on the hit also. So yeah, multiple times over dealt with.
Yeah, well, that's hence the spirit is sent fleeing in terror.
Yep, nice.
So I guess it looks like.
Yeah. The some of the spiritual creatures are really nasty in the way that they can just tank hits over and over until you deal with their hate points.
That's awesome.
So now Myrtle still has to deal with what's in front of her, though, right?
Yeah, but it is. Yeah. It's definitely with its master. It's not. Yeah. All right.
So does she get a bonus dice?
No.
She's still in forward stance.
In forward stance she does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she still gets that.
Now it's weary, and it'll probably try to. It's going to try to flee. Let's turn. Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Ah, shoot.
But clearly, the eye has seen what your player heroes are doing.
Bruni gets a one shot to take him down also. But that's all right. No bonus dice. Target's parry 0. Oh, look at that.
You go, Bruni.
I think it's destroyed either way, right?
So, that's what? 8 damage plus 7, so 15 endurance and a piercing.
All right, as its tail gets tucked between its legs and it kind of starts to back off, Myrtle kind of goads it, slashes at it. There's a flash of light, and unfortunately she misses, but then that leads it right towards Bruni, who does what?
Oh, he's got the big, long-hafted axe and just, smacks it across the face with the axe.
It's a jaws cut off from its mouth, and it crumples to the ground.
Yep.
I envision Myrtle taking her sleeve and rubbing the blood out of her eyes and looking at Bruni and saying, "Barbecue?"
I don't think we eat these things.
Yeah.
No, not to eat them, just to burn them.
Yeah. Amazingly, no one took a wound.
Yeah, everybody. Well, although Bruni is not feeling so great since he's in pretty dour spirits,
Yeah.
Can Gwennon take off running to go get Brentel while you guys rest?
You can try to track him, but it looks like he's run into the Barrow Downs.
Well, Sorman went after him.
Tried to, but he couldn't.
Well, but I think what we should do is we're not likely to catch Brentel while he's still running. And Orodreth would say, he's an elf scout. We're not going to catch him. We're not going to run him down, right? So seems like what we should do is do our short rest, recover for, an hour or so, and then try to track him further into the Barrow Downs, and hopefully he will have calmed down by then.
Right.
And he may come back on his own, too.
He may well come back. Yeah, I mean, you know how elf scouts are. We may well not find him so much as he finds us.
Yes, right? Orodreth. So he might catch up with us.
All right, so you guys can take your short rest.
Okay, and that gets us back to full endurance, or
not full, I think, but
it's your strength rating and endurance back.
Okay.
Unless you're wounded.
No,
and then. Wounded. Carl, can you look up the rules for recovering hope with fellowship when you're miserable? Because I remember that it's slightly different, but I don't remember if it... basically what I'm wondering is because if Bruni can recover 1 hope, then he won't be miserable because he's right at even.
Okay.
So if we're resting, that gets rid of the fatigue?
No, the travel fatigue stays until we get to the end of the journey.
Yeah.
Resting just gives us back our endurance
Okay.
so that we don't get weary as easily. And it also gives us a chance to spend fellowship points for hope.
Yeah.
And if anybody was wounded, we could patch up their wounds.
Okay.
But nobody got actually wounded. Everybody just took a little endurance loss at most.
Which is nice.
Why is other? Oh, because I still have it. I was rolling everything as ill-favored still, by the way.
For Gwennon, that's probably correct.
For Myrtle. For Myrtle.
Oh.
That's okay. She made things.
That's okay. Well, the eye.
Well, no, I mean, she was rolling all of those as ill-favored. See? Ill-favored.
Wow,
ill-favored. Yeah, so that should not have been ill-favored, but that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, it was only ill-favored when that thing used its ability. But I guess it could have used its ability against you anyway. I mean, still had hate.
Yeah, it's a dodge.
Oh, no, it couldn't have because it's weary. All right, anyway.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that eye really would have been there because it was rolled ill-favored. Do you know what I mean? Because it rolled 2 d12s and took the lower, and the lower one is what gave her that, but I don't know what the higher one would have been. I don't know how to tell that. Do you know how to tell that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Because if she would not have rolled an eye, then I don't want the eye to be over there.
Oh, yeah, I can take the eye away. That's reasonable.
That's what I'm saying is, if she rolled that because it was ill-favored, I don't know what the other D12 would have been.
It was a 3.
I mean, it still would have been a failure, and I'm fine with that.
No, it would have hit.
Oh.
It actually would have been like it. It would have been the same sort of a hit that Bruni got, but it's fine.
It doesn't matter. I just don't want the eye.
Yeah, I took the eye point away. That's fine. All right. It looks like you can do that. You can spend fellowship while you're resting.
Okay, to get rid of the.
Yep.
Okay,
so you can do that. You can do that, Bruni.
All right. Well, then I will spend at least 1 to be not miserable because that seems like a good.
Because currently, Myrtle's at 6 shadow and 10 hope. Is that still okay?
Yeah, that's still fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's when your total shadow is equal to or greater than your current hope that you become miserable, and it's when your total shadow is equal to your maximum hope that you run into a shadow breakdown.
Okay, and we have 4 out of 7 shadow now.
Yep.
Gwennon has 9 out of 11 hope, and Gwennon has the 10. I don't know why it says 10. I think it's supposed to be 9.
Yeah, 9.
No, it is. No, it is 10. It is 10. Because she started with 16.
Oh, Gwennon, yeah. Oh, no,
Myrtle, not Gwennon.
Yes. Yeah. Spread them out a little. You can see.
Yeah. So I think that means everybody. So, Carl, take away 1 more fellowship for Bruni's spend.
Okay.
But that means Bruni is not miserable, which is good because it's not an auto failure anymore.
Yep.
Yay.
Which is good.
And then I guess we'll use, explore is what you use for.
Is explore hunting?
I think it's explore for what we're talking about doing.
For
to
tracking?
Move through an unfamiliar area.
Myrtle is 3 in favored, and Gwennon is 2 in favored. So between Myrtle and Gwennon, Myrtle's the better explorer. I don't know about you guys.
I guess so. Hunting can be used to locate tracks or follow them, but explore can be used for moving through an unfamiliar area. So I don't know if we want to. I guess maybe that depends on our. Well, maybe we'll use hunting to try to follow Brenthil, and then if we get stuck, explore is also useful for finding a safe place to camp and stuff. And obviously that'll be useful if it starts to get dark and we need to camp out here.
Yeah. The Thornin is.
So if I do the plus if I do the hunting, it's favored and I have 3, but do I get the 1 from the knife?
Yeah, for hunting. Yeah, you always get that. I don't know why you're like a lucky knife.
Okay.
All right, so these guys have 3 shadow, 2.
Yep.
Oh, nice. 23.
Nice.
So she found his tracks.
Yeah. Let me see what he.
And I'm sure that she could be like making the calls or whatever to the birds that he might understand to come back. It's dealt with or something along that line.
No. No, I got to beat a 23 now though.
Mm-hmm.
With a ill-favored stealth roll.
Yep.
All right. 23. If I make it, I'll be shocked.
No, you failed.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, so you travel. I just want to see if there's anything. You might have to have an event anyway if you run into the Barrow Downs. I think it's a bad place. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be 2 events in there in the Barrow Downs.
Nasty.
Okay.
Makes sense though.
Do we really want to go back for him then?
All right. So the first one. So you guys might have to roll something anyway.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Gwen, you're able to track him down.
Okay.
First, you have to deal with a couple things. So 4. I think 4 is. So we'll kind of substitute the hunting roll for the travel roll that Bruni would normally make. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But you made it, which is great. So, all right. So 4 is awareness. Look out for Orodreth.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Orodreth.
And it's an ill-favored journey, right? But it's ill-favored with a +1? The maps?
Yes. Yeah, ill-favored for the event roll you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not ill-favored for the actual test.
No. Yeah. So a mishap occurs.
Yep.
Stealth. I thought you were supposed to be rolling awe.
No, this is awareness for Orodreth. I rolled.
Yeah. Carl rolled stealth for Brental's ability to stay stealthy while we were tracking him, basically.
Yeah, it's just like natural. It's like hide. He's trying to hide, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
But he failed, so we can see him.
You'll find him.
Well, we're gonna find him. We just have to get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So my awareness, great success. Nice.
Oh, nice. Good. So that means I don't know. You're like, oh man, we forgot to bring that extra water for the. On this journey, we didn't know how long it would take, but or address somehow.
The packs.
Yeah.
Bruni's water skin is full of mead, and he says, "Well, fighting's thirsty work."
Myrtle's like,
or
you didn't
has
put
to
it in the
explain what
haversack.
dehydration does.
Yeah.
I have an apple in my haversack.
So there is no extra day to the journey and no additional fatigue. Good. And with the great success, you guys only get one fatigue from that.
Yep.
But
Gwennon doesn't get it.
Gwennon doesn't get any. And then that 1 fatigue, you said I don't do anything with Sage yet, right?
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. We're having to take more events worth of fatigue because we got stuck in this bad place. So not so good for our ability to arrive unwearied, but it's what it is.
I could have sworn there's something on the Barrow Downs in one of these. Maybe it's in the main book.
I'm trying to remember which one.
It's not in the.
Is there not a Barrow Downs map in the Ruins of the Lost Realm book?
No. I'm shocked. Well. I'm shocked there's not. But...
Yeah, it seems like there's definitely Barrow Downs stuff in the first edition Ariador book, but who knows?
I think it's in here.
In Lone Lands?
No, in the main. No.
I can.
Wow.
Here, let me pause quickly for our viewers while we look
Yep.
it up. Unpause.
All right. So a slight mishap. Probably didn't bring as many. Hurrying out to get Brenthil. Probably didn't bring as many supplies as you'd want. But Orodreth remembered or found maybe some of Brenthil's like taking off his stuff, and you find some of Brenthil's gear, and it has enough water or provisions to share around, so the mishap is avoided.
Okay.
All right. And the second thing.
We're just going to have to refill Brenthals.
Yeah. So then for the second event, it's a 2. I think 2 is the first is explore. Is that right?
I think so.
So that's Myrtle.
Myrtle.
2 is explore, the scout.
Right. Myrtle has 3 and she's favored in explore, and Gwennon has 2 and is favored in explore. So I thought we were always having Myrtle roll it, but it's whoever, Carl.
Yeah, have Myrtle roll. That's pretty cool. Okay.
Okay, and she doesn't get anything else. So just explore. Success.
Oh wait, it's ill-favored, right? Isn't it?
For the event.
It's ill-favored.
Right. Yeah.
So roll it again and take the lesser?
No, for ill-favored for Carl's roll to determine what's at stake, basically.
Oh, okay.
Because the way the event table works is that if you get a higher result on the event table, you have benefits for success, and if you get a low result, you have penalties for failure, basically.
Okay. So we get the benefit.
Well, because you got a success, we will either get the benefit or not take the penalty. But because the roll is ill-favored, you're more likely to get a bad event than a good one, basically.
Yep.
That's the sort of balancing.
Okay.
Okay. And I guess I can't remember on the. Maybe I'll just. Yeah, because I rolled an 11 and a Gandalf. So the Gandalf doesn't happen, but the 11, I don't know if that's a 1 or that's a I on these dice. Because these are the messed up dice.
Do the dice have another eye on them?
Yeah, they do.
Then it's just a 1.
Okay.
Yeah, because they misprinted on the 1 spot. So.
Okay. So that's cool. So you're exploring. You find Brenthil huddled. You got a success, right? For exploring.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So let me look at that too.
I thought you just did.
No, I know, but so those are special events for the Barrows. But then I also got to look at the fatigue cost is in the main book, right? So
Well, I can guarantee you, Gwennon takes none.
Yes, I know. The only way it can hurt Gwennon is to kick her down in battle. But Amy is lucky, and the luck extends to ill luck. For
Myrtle.
No, for anyone for my bad guys.
Yeah.
I would think I would know where all this stuff is. Okay.
It's okay.
All right. Oh, you made it, so you're fine. So you don't have to make dread, but you're in some dread ruins, and it's very, that you make your way through. That's very wary. But you only take, with the success, you only take 2 fatigue as you make your way through here. But you don't have to roll for shadowed against dread. You find Brenthil. He's huddling among some ruins, actually on a wall. Let's see. He's actually huddling against a slab of marble, and there's like writing on this slab.
Myrtle wants to ask Bruni, can you read it?
And Bruni, yeah, you can read it.
All right. I'll roll lore.
Yeah.
Success.
Nice.
It hints at the location of the throne room of Arvidul.
Mm.
Yeah, so you would know, talking to some rangers that maybe even haven't even talked to Gwennon, that there's a vast underground chamber that survived intact under the ruins of what they claim was the Hall of Arendor. It was a royal palace.
And that's close to here?
Its throne room of Arvendui, a long hall with tall pillars reaching up towards the ceiling, carved with a craft now lost to ages. A raised throne stands among the broken stones that fell from the ceiling, its high marble back decorated with images of a single many-rayed star.
So
this seems that
we're in the throne room?
Or the throne room is nearby. This seems to be that marble backing.
Well, Myrtle's going to want to check it out. She's going to tell Birdie we should check it out. I think there's treasure here. They won't notice if you and I just go just through that little crack over there.
Oh, it's an Adunate. Oh, but I guess Bruni knows Adunate, I'm assuming.
I guess a little.
Okay.
Probably not an expert, but
it hints to where. So this is like a mirror of the throne, or like a copy of the throne, but it hints to where the actual throne might be. Which
somewhere nearby here.
It says it's in. I think it's not here. I think it's further to the north.
Gwennon wants to put her hand on Myrtle's shoulder and speak out loud so that Bruni can hear as well.
And Brenthil's like asleep.
Yeah.
He's like exhausted.
Perhaps it would be better for us to get to where we're supposed to be so we can all rest up. Brenthil has had quite a fear.
Yep.
Basically, Gwennon is nicely saying no.
Well, it's far too. According to what Bruni finds, let's see, 7. It would be
further to the north.
Yeah, further to the north. So this is like a copy of the throne that is located near Fornast, actually. So that would be,
but
up towards the fields of slaughter.
That does not sound nice. Don't want to go there, especially not right now. We don't have time for that right now.
Right. So maybe back to this map.
Next time.
Right. So you guys are like in here.
Throne room of Arvindui is the name, right?
Yeah. So it should be up. It's like up here somewhere. Here's Fornast, right?
Yeah, Fornast is.
But we're working on getting down here. So.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So not right now, but.
All right. So you guys grab Brenthil, make your way back to the camp.
Yes. And
we can try to finish up our session by hopefully getting to Tharbad and picking up there.
Hopefully.
Yeah, let's do a couple more rolls and we should get there.
Yeah.
All right. Travel roll for Bruni.
Yep.
Come on, Bruni.
No bonus dice.
Nice.
Great success.
Great. So that means 4.
Double timing.
80 miles, right?
Yeah, 80 miles before the event. I think the way it's rationalized is that you travel basically 20 miles each day, but if you get more successes, you get fewer events.
Yeah.
Basically relative to the days. So.
Yeah. So unless you wanted to go to Tyndalane near Sarnford.
I don't think we need to.
We
I
don't
think we
need to.
just head.
Head
Okay.
there. Because we already
Okay,
sent the
go ahead
note.
and-
We don't want to be super late. Okay, so now what do you want? The hunting?
No, now it's going to be awareness again. I rolled a 3.
That's
So,
Ordrith,
yes.
Carl.
Or a dress. Yep.
Or a dress. Alright, awareness with the bonus dice from the enchanted bracelet. Nice. Look
Oh.
at that.
Sorry, I only roll 1.
What do you mean you only roll one?
I only roll 1.
He's rolling for the
Oh.
type of event.
Yeah, and it's a +1. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But my mouse just died.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna switch out. I'm switching out real quick, fast as I can. The battery.
Technical difficulties. We can pop up on the screen that flashes 1 hour later.
No. Okay, cool. I got it.
All right.
All right. So I rolled pretty well on this one.
Well for us or well for you? Because there is a difference.
Well, it's a +1. So you find a shortcut.
Nice.
Good,
So reduce the length of the journey by 1 day.
Oh, yay.
So it only takes you, that's cool. All right. So you only take one fatigue, or 0
Nice.
fatigue, actually.
Yeah,
Because
for
you
the
got a
great success.
Yeah, 0 fatigue
Nice.
on this leg of the journey. Nice. Okay.
All right.
That was a nice event.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
Travel from Bruni. Let's go.
No, Bernie.
Oh no! Terrible.
So that means
But you're only 1 away. Do you want to spend the hope?
I don't really want to spend the
No,
hope, because if I
yeah.
spend, I'm gonna be miserable again.
Oh, I don't want you to
Right.
spend then.
Yeah.
what is that? I guess you only move,
So it's only 40,
40.
basically, to the yeah.
All right. So now it's a hunting roll.
Okay. With my +1. Oh, what? Before I roll, what?
Oh, that was good. I rolled a Gandalf, so it's a joyful sight.
Oh, success.
Yep. So I don't think you even need to. You succeeded, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the roll succeeds. Everyone in the company gains 1 hope,
Woohoo!
Nice.
I like
and a
hope.
joyful sight. Oh, you know what? This is for Amy.
Yeah.
Amy. Glennon looks up. You look up and you see like a flight of eagles, great eagles, flying high above.
She will
And
smile and she will turn to Myrtle and the rest of them and say, "See, Gandalf is with us. He has sent the eagles to look for us."
Who knows? But they're flying probably from the Misty Mountains, and it looks like they're doing like a circuit, perhaps catching the foul scent of wargs where they're not supposed to be, where they're generally not allowed, or not, don't exist. But they're flying. They're probably flying. You see, they circle above. They circle above your party for a little bit, and then they head off towards the northeast. But that gives everyone hope to see the great eagles.
Yay.
Nice.
All right. That wasn't so bad. It just shortened the time. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
All right. Bruni is gonna roll again.
Yay, Gandalf!
Nice.
Yeah. So you make it to Tharbad.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Nice.
Right. That's for sure.
Yeah, 80 or so.
We double time it. See, the eagles, I told you.
Yeah.
Eagles were
Yeah.
looking for us.
Yeah. So you probably have the encounter like at the edge of the causeway. So there's as you approach,
even with a great Gandalf success.
yeah. So the lands around the city north are dotted with small farmsteads. It looks like it's good soil. It's enriched by floods, etc. So this is another Oradreth roll. I rolled a 3.
Nice.
I feel like my 6s must be weighted on 3s and 4s or something. The rolling hills. Wait, sorry.
Success.
Excellent.
For that. All right. So ill choices. What does that mean? What kind of?
Mm.
All right. So you made your roll there, right?
Yes, success on the roll.
And you're the
Look out for awareness.
lookout. Okay.
So
Okay.
is there someone at the gate that Gwennon can speak to, or no? Because I'm assuming we want to look for Agnes, the librarian, because Willith knows her.
So you can see that the both so even at the distance as you approach, the towers are. Oh, I should give you the resolve for that. So you made it, so you don't have to roll shadow or despair.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you get two fatigue from it.
Right.
All right. So you tell that the both towers are in disrepair. The topmost levels are crumbling and they look unusable as you get closer. You see the massive walls of Garth Taron, the old fortress on the northern bank of the Grey Flood, rising as if some errant giant took a piece of the Misty Mountains and hurled it down into the plains below. So as you reach the town, the road runs on an ancient causeway, a packed earthen stone, to lift it above the fens. In places, dark. All right. Yep. So in places, dark tunnels run beneath the causeway as well. Yeah. Yeah. Roll me a 2d12 or address. Yeah.
Are we looking
Right.
for an inn or something?
No. So, Ordrith, you can, or actually anyone can give me an awareness roll.
Not necessarily Gwennon. Well, I mean, maybe not Gwennon, but she only has 2 and it's favored. But I think Ordrith has more, right?
Yeah, I can do another awareness as Ordreth.
Extraordinary success by 2.
Ordreth, you see like a ripple in the sort of the swampy area that the causeway goes over, and with an extraordinary success, you see like something large kind of slip or peek out of one of those tunnels there on the causeway. And with so that's what, and then I guess you identify it because you got two. So there, it looks like there's a small troll that has made its way in there. I don't know. You could definitely pass over it on the causeway and get to Tharbad proper. Maybe let the authorities know, or deal with it now.
Is it bad?
Trolls are bad.
Okay.
Well, I think if we can go over, if we think that if Ordreth feels like it's going to hide out while we go over the causeway,
during the day. Yeah, it's during the day.
Then let's go and talk to the authorities before we confront the troll now.
Right.
And we can come back and confront it if we get asked.
It might be an opportunity. Yeah, could be an opportunity. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I guess we'll pick it up as you present yourselves to the north of town. I'll get all the maps and that kind of fun stuff up for Tharbad.
But I want to know when we get to the authorities if my letter arrived. That's what Gwennon is looking for. Because that would make a difference, you know?
Give me a courtesy roll.
By who?
From Gwennon. But you can use your True-Hearted as a bonus.
Why is it not popping up here? There it is. It went underneath.
Even small men need to know some courtesy. Oh no.
Well, it popped up down below. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I guess it didn't show up. It's very frustrating.
What didn't show up?
I'm trying to roll off of the sheet, and I hit courtesy, the little button, and I hit it 3 or 4 times because usually it pops up and it gives me a box, and it asks me to put in those dice there.
Yeah, you put in the bonus dice.
Yeah, it didn't.
Okay.
It just gave me a failure. Whatever. It's frustrating.
No, it added the bonus dice. It just was like a 1 or something. You only have 1. Anyway, well, they tell you very rudely, I don't know what you're talking about. Perhaps you need to go talk to the master, whatever his name is.
Does it have to be Gwennon that rolls it? I mean, can Myrtle talk to them too? Because Myrtle actually has stuff in it. Anyways, never mind.
Well, I'm trying to...
I mean, I thought the letter would have arrived because she was successful.
A letter might have arrived, but these people are like just guards here at the, at the edge of town, at the new gatehouse on the north bank. So they tell you... Yeah, they said never heard of you, or never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
Who can I speak to? Ask. I sent a letter to request an audience with Lady Stock. Who can I speak to about whether or not my letter arrived?
Oh, Lady Stock. You know Lady Stock, do you?
I am a Dunedain, just like she.
Well, you all, I don't know. He's going to say, well, you all need to wait here then.
Very well.
Or you can also awe your way past if you wish. I don't know what you want to do.
No, I think Gwennon would say while you're at it, you can also alert them to the troll that's waiting underneath the causeway, by the way.
A troll?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they back away. They back away from you guys a little bit, and they kind of try to look under the bridge or look, to the side.
You told us to wait. You need to speak to somebody. Go speak to somebody. I'm just warning you, there's a troll there.
Well, why don't you all deal with that troll?
We were not asked to. Do you wish us to?
Are you sure it's a troll?
Are you sure it's not? I'm a warden of these great lands and a ranger. Would I not know what a troll is? Anyways, we will wait here as you go. Fetch the information that you were waiting for.
Okay.
But anyways, is this where we're going to stop then, Carl?
I think this is a pretty good place to stop.
Okay.
While you're there at the gate, at the north gate of Tharbad. So I can figure out. Well, they do send a runner, right, into town.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
And it seems it's just not a nice place with always nice people, unfortunately. But hey, you made it here,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and hopefully you'll get an audience or be able to talk or move on. Who knows?
Or at least book a room at an inn so that we can sit and rest.
Yep, that's true. Okay.
So, all right.
So, I need to. Your eye was at 9, and your fellowship is at 3, right? No, 3.
Yes, 3.
Okay, cool. So we will stop there at the gates of Tharbad, or what amounts to the gates of Tharbad, and we will pick it up in a couple weeks for us. So we'll see you soon.
Thank you for running.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
Keep rolling.